And on that note, we're live.
Hey, everybody. I see all the people in the house. So we got JDS and Eber and Anthony and Russ and Jillian and, well, Charles, of course.
Yes.
And Gage is in the house. Paula's in the house. And yeah.
The whole crew.
And now it actually started. That's how much of a lag we've got.
Yep, I forgot to turn my mute on. Oh, well. So how's everybody doing this fine evening after daylight savings time again?
Again, we need to get rid of this. Make sure that we get a petition out to get rid of this stupid tradition we've been doing for way too long.
Yeah, it's dumb. I was just messing around. I'm like, it's not that late. It's not that late. And next thing I know, it's 4 in the morning. And I'm like, what? That's not cool.
Messes up everybody. It messes up your dogs. Your dogs are going crazy because they're on their own schedule. They don't look at clocks. But it's like, it's usually time to eat now. Where's mommy and daddy?
I got mine trained. Mine watches clocks. Like, what? It's sleeping day and it's this time? Oh, I better go back to sleep. I've got her well trained.
That's good.
No, that's why you teach the dog that there's always going to be food there and they won't go and gorge themselves and they can go eat whenever they want.
No.
I can't do that with mine.
Yeah, I can't do that with mine either because my white dog was fine. And then my sister got this miniature beagle. They call them a pocket beagle. They're like really tiny. And that thing thought everybody was going to eat its food. So it would just wolf down its food. So that taught my white dog to do that. When I got my pitty, then she taught my pit to do that. When the white dog was gone, because the white dog was a real hoarder. When the white dog was, or whatever you want to call that, eat a lot really quick. And when the white dog died, then I was like, okay, well, time to break this. So I would leave out an entire bowl. My dog would eat that entire thing immediately. Even though I would go fill it back up and put it right back down, she would just try. And I'm like, oh, man, I'm just kind of hurting the dog.
Yeah.
Rocky's in the house, and Russ is saying hi to us. So, hey, Russ.
What's up, Rose?
Hey, Russ, Julian, JDS, Rocky, Paula, Gage, Anthony, and Eber, the whole crew.
And Peppa Pig.
And Peppa Pig. And
we got up to 40 degrees today.
That's what we are right now, but we got like 60-mile-an-hour winds.
We were 67 today, I think, for a high. 40. I think I got 39, 40 last night. It was like right around 70.
Oh, the wind's crazy, man. I've been hearing trees fall all afternoon, stuff bouncing off the roof. Like, you'll hear something, you think it's like a tree crashing into the house, and you're like, holy... Oh, okay, that was just a small limb. Good. You hear it slide down the house. That's when you know everything's cool.
Yeah. Hey, Joe. Hey, Cody.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Joe's in the house. Cody's in the house. Eber says, Peppa needs some bacon. JDS says, our high was 77, felt like 90. Well, they're saying it's supposed to get into the 50s by this weekend here. Oh, yeah.
God, what are you going to do?
Walk around with a windbreaker on, maybe, or just a sweater?
Cool.
People wearing shorts today.
Supposed to be 83 this weekend here.
Oh, I want that so bad.
Cody says, finally got up to 63 today there.
Well, I looked earlier on my weather app, and it said the high for today was 78. There was no way it was 78 today. Like, not even close. Like, it was in the 50s at the best.
I think you need to ditch that weather app because it's not accurate.
Well, I clicked on, like, more, which will give me, like, the extended forecast for, like, 2 months or something that I can scroll through. And I'm like, all right. And I went there, and they're like, we don't know your area. And I'm like, wait, which area are you actually looking at on the weather app then? But I went to the weather app. It says my area, but when I
Huh.
went there, I screwed with it. I didn't give it my area code. I put in a neighboring area code. I'm like, that's good enough. Tell me what it's like there.
Gage is saying 68 here today. So freaking nice, trying to trick me into going outside with my plants.
Yeah, well, fun fact, I did look through the extended forecast and I went to the end of March and I saw some like 38, 32s. So I was almost a little tricked, but once I saw that, I'm like, oh, no, 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 no. We're going to wait till next month at the least.
Mid-April.
Oh, right, that's only April. Right. No, yeah, I think I have to go mid-April, like, period. I think that's, yeah, I think like the 15th or something like that is my last frost date.
I know Rob Bloomberg, he said that his was April 15th in Tennessee.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, and I said tax day.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe mine, yeah, I don't know. It's somewhere around there. I know my buddies in Pennsylvania is 2 weeks after me. It's like May the 5th or something like that.
Devin's in the house and he says, Rev's lying. It was at least 100,000 Scoville. What was at least 100,000 Scoville?
What, the Death Crispy? I think that was the last thing I saw you try.
Oh, I think that was even higher than that.
Was,
And Chris's Hot Garden is in the house, says hello. And speaking of which, I got this little letter right here. I didn't tell him I was going to do this, and it's not a big deal. But this is from Chris's Hot Garden. I'm not going to let you read it, but packet of seeds. These are the gooseberry ground cherry seeds. I saw it in his video, and I said, those look good. And he sent me a message saying, well, you want a few seeds? And I said, sure. And today they arrived, and man, are they small seeds. You can hardly see them in there. I don't know if it's showing up on the camera or not, but
That's really
yeah. So in front of everybody, I would like to give a special thanks to Mr. Chris there for sending these to me. I greatly appreciate it. They're going to go in the dirt tomorrow, at least 3 of them.
cool.
So thanks. Thanks a bunch.
Sweet. Russ says he's got the live stream playing in the backyard. Ripped his TV blasting through the neighborhood. Sorry, neighbors.
He's doing all that backyard adventure with the family. He's got the kids playing on the sidewalk. He's trying to do grass. He's got his wife pulling up big root weeds or something. He's got all kinds of stuff going on in that backyard.
Sweet. If I went in my backyard and was doing the live stream, all you would hear is wind noise.
Devin says, there was a dramatic pause, Rob. Yeah, ruined it, laughing out loud. And Chris says, you're welcome, bro. Cool. He says, ground cherries are great. We got a bumper crop last summer. Well, this will be my first time ever even trying one, or even seeing one in person. So, yeah. Hopefully it'll be an adventure.
Yeah.
I'm going to plant 3 of them, and 2 will be outdoor plants, and I'll keep one inside. I don't know how they pollinate, though, so are they self-pollinating or they need bugs?
I swear my sugar rush is self-pollinating.
Oh, they are.
That
Go up
thing,
and shake the plant every day, and it'll self-pollinate.
I don't do that. And
Yeah, but there's
I've got way more pods on that thing than I think I did outside.
yeah.
Well, at first. I mean,
But think of it this way: inside there's no wind, so the wind isn't taking the pollen and blowing it. And you pick up the plant to water it, you move it ever so slightly, and all the pollen has to do is go from one place to another inside, and it's pollinated.
well, mine doesn't get watered because it's like in a little cracky type thing. So while the other ones will get watered, that's one of the ones that doesn't. I haven't watered that thing in like 2 months.
Well, maybe you're bumping it somehow, but it's got something to bump it. But I go up to each of the big plants and shake them every day.
I know the other day I walked into there and my dog walked in with me, and for some reason, first time ever, I think, she just like bit at the, or no, it was not even that plant. It was a different, it was the ghost. And she just bit at one of the leaves and started chewing on the leaf.
Devin's asking, do I get one? You mean a gooseberry plant or a seed? 'Cause I'll plant another one for you, Devin, or two if you want. There's probably a good 20 seeds in this letter.
Yeah.
Basically, small tomatillo and pollinate super easy. That's funny. I've tried to grow tomatillo a couple different times, never got one to actually form. I mean, it could be me being a bad grower.
Since Devin just bought a house, he's now got some land that he can actually plant on.
Well, that's cool.
So,
Yeah, get like blackberries and blueberries and strawberries and
Snozberries.
yeah, don't forget the snozberries taste like snozberries.
but it says they're basically a small tomatillo and pollinate super easy. Is that the gooseberry or the sugar rushes? Gage says, I just tagged you in a picture of my ground cherry. Okay.
Yeah, Chris, if I played that, I would get in so much trouble probably. It would be ridiculous.
Tomatillos require 2 plants. If you only have one, it probably won't work. Okay.
And now that you say that, I'm pretty sure they came with 2 plants. Is there like a male plant and a female plant, or is it just they need to cross pollinate to actually produce? But I know they came in a 2-pack because that's the only way I buy anything. You've got to have multiples in there. I've done enough aquaponics and hydroponics that just separating the plants is not a big deal. Just turn on the water and just massage the roots until they finally come apart. Just don't grab each plant and yank. You can do that, and usually it'll be okay, but I try not to.
Gooseberries, how what they're saying, are basically a small tomatillo. Pollinate super easy. I got lost. Okay.
Not gooseberry, ground cherries. I don't know if they're the same thing, but
that's what it said. GTS, Google that stuff.
Yeah, that's our acronym.
Oh, okay. Paula says, I don't think there's male and female. I've only grown them once. Going to try purple tomatillos this year. Ground cherries.
I saw the purple tomatillo in Baker Creek seeds. I thought about maybe trying some of those, but I don't know. We'll wait and see if that'll happen.
Ground cherries are basically a small tomatillo and pollinate super easy. Okay.
My thing, I want to grow the Brad's atomic grape tomatoes. That's what I think I want to grow really a lot. I mean, I just want to grow those, which is you're on that. You do that Baker's Creek. It's this tomato.
Doesn't that look interesting?
So that's the one I want to grow. I've been kind of fascinated since I got that catalog, but I've been so preoccupied with peppers, I've yet to do anything other than peppers.
Yeah, and I don't even have to worry about tomatoes. Apparently, they just pop up on their own.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff, man. In your videos, you're like, I still know how you find all that crap. You're like, I doing all that like Sherlock Holmes crap on it.
I look really close.
Chris says, yes, gooseberry is a type of a ground cherry. Scott says, yeah, I got some of them planted yesterday, Eber. Paula says, but gooseberries don't have a husk, at least mine don't. I'm afraid to grow ground cherries. I hear they volunteer everywhere if you grow them. Okay. Gage says, I have those tomatoes, got them for my wife for Christmas. She just put some in Jiffy Oh, Jiffy pellets yesterday. Okay.
Cool.
JDS says those look good, Charles.
Yeah,
Cool.
that'll happen after my peppers leave. I have a few.
Gage says probably we grew ours in a big metal trash can, keeps them in one place. They do drop and pop up.
And Cody said I planted 2 ground cherries in a 4x4 box, and it filled the area. He wasn't a big fan, but people really like them. That's how I like. That's how I feel about strawberries. Those things multiply so much. Like all you really need is like one plant of each kind, and you will have tons of strawberries. I just went out to my garden and was looking around. Holy crap! I haven't paid attention to it for like a year or two, and it is just filled with strawberries, including one, like most of them are just, small independent plants. And then I get to this one area and there's one that's like this big around, leaves going everywhere, and it's like a light green instead of dark green like the rest. I guess I found that other one I bought. But I'm going to transplant a bunch of them out of there, put them into the greenhouse or into the aquaponics. I got to get a couple into hydroponics just to see what they do, see if they get bigger.
Rocky says, I love when Rev finds new volunteers when as he's filming.
Yeah, and the other thing, Charles, is it's a big difference between what you see on the camera versus what I can actually see. It's kind of like if you ever watch any kind of videos in a car, and you're like, wow, how are they driving that fast? Like you can only see so far, but if you're actually in the car, you can see that far, and you can actually see partially, around the corner and stuff. And yeah, so it's just like that. I mean, it's kind of like seeing a seed just starting to pop up out of the soil.
Yeah.
You can see that difference, and you're like, whoa, something over there.
Right.
And it just doesn't show up on the camera for some reason.
Scott says, I'm growing some white Tomasol tomato also. Okay. Cody says, haha, yeah. My strawberries jumped their bed and are trying to spread.
Oh, yeah. I got them like where the walkways are in my garden area, my dirt garden. I have it's all like PVC fence post, and it's like 2 by 6, on top of each other. And yeah, they came over the side, and now the walkway is all filled, even though I put down cardboard so that the weeds wouldn't grow up through. Well, apparently, like it rained enough that the strawberries thought, hey, that's a good place to put down some roots, and did.
Now, the house I grew up in, all the way across the back fence of the yard, were strawberry plants, and they just kept coming back every year, year after year after year, bigger and bigger every year.
Yeah, that was one of the very first things I ever grew. And it wasn't even me. My sister and her boyfriend at the time, husband later, lived here, and he was like, I bought a 6-pack of strawberries. And I'm like, okay, like, what are you going to do with that? And he's like, they need shade because where we are, it's too hot. So he decided to plant them underneath this tree. And then we added a bunch of soil to it. And then, yeah, I built an octagon, or was it might have been 10-sided. I can't remember, but it was all like, angled type thing. Maybe it was only 8-sided. So an octagon type thing out of wood, and then filled it in with dirt and everything. That was one of my very first projects. And he gave me a clue on how to figure out your angles that you're going to do on, like, depending on how many sides that you're going to do. Yep. Went in one ear, right out the other. And I've never been able to remember that since. That's been like 10 years. I've been chasing that dragon, trying to figure out what that trick was.
And there's no trick. I mean, no videos on YouTube to show that trick.
I didn't care enough. I'm one of those, like, I need about this much angle, so I'm just going to kind of draw it, okay, about like this, and then just try to cut it myself. And then if it works, it works. If it doesn't, you trim it back. I'm one of those kind of carpenters.
Yeah, you take 360 and divide it by 8, and that's the angle of degree, or the degree of angle that you need to cut it.
Jeez, that makes me feel even worse because that's a pretty easy trick.
Well, you got 8
Well, I
angles.
want 7 sides. Okay, 360 divided by 7. Well,
Yeah.
I want 12 sides. All right, 360 degrees divided by 12.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty dumb trick.
How easy it is.
I know that's pretty. Yeah, that's how my brain works. I can remember really complicated things, and then it comes to something like that I might use all the time, right out of my mind.
It's all right. We'll put up with you.
Man, I feel so dumb. That's so easy. Because you think just circle. How many you think? You know, never mind.
All good.
Yeah. Over to Charles. What's up over there, Charles?
360 divided by whatever I want to make. So 7, 8, 12.
You heard it first here, guys.
Watching videos, looking at the younglings. All I could keep thinking of was Star Wars.
Oh yeah, that's why I started that.
Episode 3.
Yep.
The younglings. I watched the hologram, the security hologram, and
Right.
all the younglings. Not Anakin. He killed the younglings. Oh, sorry.
That was a great movie.
Yeah, that was one of the better ones for the
First one sucked.
Eh,
Well, you know, according to the numerology, number 1 actually sucked. I mean, it was good for story background, but that was about it. 2 is when it actually got a little bit better, but 3 took it home.
that's true.
That being said, what 4, 5, 6 were obviously just classics.
Yeah. Then they totally blew it on 7, and then 8 was kind of iffy. And then Rogue One was actually the best out of the new 3 that came out, even though that's not part of the timeline.
Yeah, I heard about that one, but I didn't get into that. I'm pretty sure I watched 7, but I can't tell you one thing. Or no, I can tell you only one thing that happened in the entire movie. And I knew that before the movie, even before I even watched it. Someone on some blog gave it away, and they were like, "Spoiler alert!"
Yeah.
But I don't buy into that spoiler alert stuff.
Yeah. It's what it is. I mean, but
well, especially if it's like a 15-year-old movie. Like if you haven't watched it in 15 years, whatever, you know. Too bad.
you know what I watched yesterday?
What?
The Money Pit. We were talking about the Money Pit. I had to watch that.
Such a good movie.
I turned on the water. And you don't want to go in there. It's bad.
Was that Shelley Long?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, because she was like into her cello teacher or whatever, coach.
The
or
guy who's in Die Hard, the German from Die Hard.
Oh, yeah, that was Hans Gruber.
Yep. No, it wasn't Hans Gruber, but it was.
Oh, right, his right-hand man or whatever.
Yeah.
That's right. Oh, no. Yeah, that's right. Hans Gruber had dark hair. That guy had blonde hair.
Yeah. It was. I don't know. I'll think of it.
I haven't seen the Die Hard. Well, I call it trilogy, 'cause that's pretty much when it kind of died off. And the rest were good to watch, but they weren't. I mean, it's like Indiana Jones, you know? It's like Temple of Doom, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and what the heck was that other one? Oh, the one with his dad.
That was Last Crusade.
Yeah, Last Crusade.
And then there's the Crystal Skulls.
Those 3 were good, and then that Crystal Skulls. It's like, if you liked Indiana Jones, you might like this one because it's all weird at the end.
Right.
Other Rob is in the house, and JDS is asking, you guys see Doritos Roulette review by Johnny Scoville? I saw it sitting there, but I haven't actually watched it. Haven't had time.
I watched it. I was glad that they brought him back. I need to get him back, but I mean, just like it's just like a roulette wheel. You don't know what you're going to get. And like when he was reading off the ingredients, it's just like they all look the same, so you can't tell which one's hotter. There's one out of whatever the odds are is going to be hot. Other than that, it's going to be a nacho chip. But it's pretty good. It's a pretty good Dorito, the hotter one. At least it tastes better than the Blaze. Anything tastes better than that Blaze. That Blaze sucks.
I love how much you don't like it.
It sucks. I threw the whole bag away. I had that on that live stream. I had all those Doritos. I said, "Screw this! I can't even eat this crap. It's just so damn nasty." So I opened up another bag of Pocky ghost pepper chips, and then of course I've had 3 or 4 Tapatio uh, ones. Those are the best ones in my opinion.
I haven't even seen those ones here.
Those are good. So, yep. But yes, I did watch Johnny Scoville's, and then yeah, I'm not going to give it away. I don't want to be a spoiler alert if people are going to watch this video.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet myself.
But I mean, it's not like it was a challenge or nothing. So you're just hanging out on the porch.
One thing I really got into over the weekend was I found this guy that lives in LA, and he just put the dash cam on his camera and records like all these people doing like crazy things, like driving in the wrong lane and turning down one-way streets the wrong way, and when you have 2 lanes that are like making a left-hand turn, like the guy in the left lane will like merge into the right lane and like cut off the other guy, and like it happens constantly. And I made a game out of it of just rooting for the people that did the screwed up things. I just justified everything. I'm like, that guy's in a hurry, obviously. I mean, get out of his way. Just stuff like that. So it became a really fun game. If you're looking for an afternoon to kill, watch a bunch of them and just justify the messed up people. It's so easy to be like, what are you doing, you idiot? But coming up with good justification, man, that's hard. Some of them, they're driving down the wrong way. Well, I don't know. His wife's pregnant. Like,
Bernie's in the house. Hey, Bernie. Paula says, not sure I have a favorite gauge. I tried different cukes every year. I like the lemon cucumber, but not that great for pickling. Okay.
That's a good reminder. I need to get cucumbers going. I haven't grown cukes in them. No, I grew cukes last year, but I need to grow them again.
I grew cucumbers like 3 years ago. Same thing as the watermelon. Deer came by and ate them all.
Cukes are one of my favorites. I like cukes and beans, and especially like lima beans. Grow lima beans. Not one ever made it to my house. I would just stand right there in the garden, peel those suckers, and just eat the beans right away.
JDS says, I have never grown cucumbers.
I don't like cucumbers. I don't like pickles. So there's no reason for me to grow them.
JDS, they will vine and they will grab onto anything. So if you just have some kind of like trellis around them, they will grow right up the trellis and just put off a ton of fruit.
Yep. And if you don't have a trellis, they will spread into the yard. Mine went out probably a good 12, 15 feet into the yard. So all the grass that was under it didn't have enough light, so it kind of passed away. But yeah.
And I've seen the same thing with cucumbers, watermelon, cantaloupe, you name it, anything that will trellis or tries to vine. Just get some kind of structure where you have something overhead and just drop like strings down. And then even if you have to like kind of wrap the plant around it, once you do that like once or twice, it'll grab a hold of the string and just run right up it. That way you'll get it growing vertical instead of it'll like Rob said, it'll just grow right out into your yard and get super annoying when you're trying to cut the grass and go around it and everything and you hit it.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do with I'm gonna grow the scarlet runner beans. That's what I'm gonna do with those when I get going. So
yeah. And how much not a big bean can have freezer section, but I like 1 or 2 plants, and like you're like don't just
boy, is he breaking up or what?
Bored. He's gone. We lost Rev, folks. We don't know where he went. He was taken away by
Robots.
the robots.
He got invaded by robots, and they took him over and took him away.
He was in one of the caves. He was in the chicken house.
Still not here?
Oh, there you go. Hey.
Okay. I was gonna say everything's looking fine. I mean, we've got extreme flooding warnings until 5:00 p.m. tomorrow.
Your picture is all fuzzed out, though. No clarity at all. Looks like I'm watching. See, I can see Charles just fine, but when look at your picture, it's all fuzzed over. It's like I'm looking through at you in a pool.
Yeah.
Kyle's in the house.
Hey, Kyle.
It is.
I gotta find out what the hell this bean looks like.
Yeah, JDS says, "What's going on with Robot Rev?" Laughing my backside off. Rattlesnake beans are great.
I want to know what they are.
Never heard of it. Sounds interesting, but never heard of it. Gage says, "Yep, I'm getting Robot Rev now too." Sounded like the teacher from Peanuts.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's my best impression.
That was a good one.
Okay, so he joined the call with his phone.
Oh, those are cool. Oh, yeah, I've seen those.
Okay, so what's a rattlesnake bean look like?
Let me pull it up. Like that.
Oh, okay.
Those are cool looking.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Scott says, "What's up, Other Rob?" And Bernie says, "What's happening, Other Rob? Get ready for mail." Uh-oh, so somebody's sending something to him. And Bernie says, "Although I don't know when it will get there." And Kyle saying, "Other Rob, how goes it?" So, yeah. Oh, spring fever is definitely hitting me here. I want to go outside.
I've been outside all day for the most part.
I would sneak outside every so often during the day and enjoy the weather. And then, of course, shop goes to close and the temperature drops in like 45 minutes to an hour down to, 31, 32 degrees. So back to being chilly again. Gage says, "Yep, those are them. Kind of like a bush bean."
Hmm.
I haven't grown. I've never grown beans. My parents used to grow beans.
Yes, that sounds good, Gage.
And you beat me to it.
Here, hold on, I'll be right back.
Okay, Rev, let's see how your picture's a bit better. So, how you sounded?
I don't know. Probably pretty robot-y.
No, pretty normal.
I don't know. Like I said, we got extreme weather going on right now.
Yeah. Brandon says, "I grow beans
I said
every
that and
year."
something hit the roof.
All right, so I was looking to do my video update yesterday, so I guess I have a ripe one of those purple ghost scorpions from Mojo. Even though it doesn't have like the fancy outside, but I want to see what it looks inside. See if it has those weird purple look or whatever to it.
So they named it purple for the inside, not the outside?
Oh yeah, it does have that in there. That's cool. So you can see in there. Well, it's supposed to have like a kind of a pattern, but it's got that purple in there. You see it?
No, it's all fuzzy. You're a little close, but that's better. Move back just a little more.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a little clearer.
you can see the inside has a purple in it.
Okay.
So
Bernie says, I grow beans every year. Just love garden fresh beans. JDS says, nice. Gage says, they are great snackers. Pick it off the plant and eat.
Yep, that's what I did with all the beans I grew. Well, maybe not all the beans. I think I gave, or no, it wasn't all the beans, but a majority of the beans I ate right off the plant. I remember giving or taking a bunch of them to my sister's house. My parents were in town and we all went over there, and I don't remember how we made them, but
Charles, how is it?
building.
Well, hiccups give a lot away.
oh, that's hilarious because I was reading Gage's comment about they're great snackers, pick it off the plant and eat it, and I was thinking that it was about what you just ate. He was talking about beans.
Freaky's in the house. Good morning, all. Dang, I missed the taste test.
No,
It's not really a taste test. It's a pot, first rate pod of the season.
just started.
Yeah, he hasn't. He opened it up, showed us the purple inside, popped it in his mouth, and hasn't been able to say much else afterward.
I think he likes it.
Kyle's asking, "Is it hot, Charles?" By the way it's hiccuping, I would say it's pretty up there.
Whew.
That says a whole lot right there. Volumes, man, volumes.
It took a bit, but good lord.
Good things come in small packages. Looks like it might be hot. Yeah, I think so.
I'm going with the side. Yeah, it's hot. It just hits you right and like right in the back of the throat. It's like, I mean, I don't want to do like a Neil and Charlotte thing, but pow! Oh my god!
JDS wants to know if it was floral or earthy or
It wasn't earthy, floral. It had a good taste to it. But it ain't going away anytime soon. So Charles is on a ride for a few more minutes.
Whee!
Oh, Kyle says, nice, great job, man. JDS, was it floral, earthy? Okay, so you got earthy. Freaky says, how can you tell if it's floral or earthy? Just by the taste of it, I guess.
I don't have this often, but it's making my ears hurt.
And Scott said, Cal, are you ready for the chocolate bootler yet? Your ears popping?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when you know it's hot.
It's hot.
That, or if like you start getting tears and the tears are burning your face as they're going down because they're hot.
I'm just getting the ears. I'm getting the ears and the tingles on your hand and your legs. It's dying down now.
Uh, Scott says, Kyle, are you ready for the chocolate bootlet? Oh, you already read that. Okay. It has been a long time since I had a mud pie. Kyle says, heck yeah. Scott, always. Just send me an invoice. Laughing out loud, that thing seems hot, says BD. Brando's in the house. Did somebody say bootla?
Well, I don't handle them as hot as well as Brando, but it had a good taste though.
So that was you said that was a ghost cross?
Purple ghost scorpion.
Okay, so it's, I make the assumption ghost and scorpion cross.
Yeah, a
You can
good
eat the other
flavor.
half?
It has heat. Believe me.
You can eat the other half?
That would be no. I'm good.
Brando says, my capsaicin sense was tingling. Gage says, dang, that's the most reaction I have seen out of Charles. Laugh, LOL, nice man. Yeah, you normally don't react. Your type of reaction was what my typical reaction is.
Well, this one kind of got. Well, see, my thing is that I'm not. I don't know. Say if I handle it well, but I'm not the best for the real back of the throat hit. That's not the liking that I like. I like that, mouth and tongue burn, and I don't like that shock of getting it right in your throat, like somebody just punched you or something. That's the thing that gets me. I mean, everybody's different, I guess.
Yeah. Kyle says, sorry I've been absent lately. I have been dealing with a thief taking my stuff, been installing cameras, filing police reports, getting ready for a 100-mile bike ride. Wow. Getting ready for spring fishing as well. Gage says, that sucks, Kyle. I hate thieves. Iggy says, hope you get everything replaced, Kyle. Well, what can be replaced, that is. JDS says, well, that sucks. Hope you catch the person, Kyle. Yes, Gage gonna catch their useless butts. Creative license.
That's good.
Is it calming down, Charles?
Oh yeah, it's just my ears are still popping.
Well, you handled it a whole lot better than I would have.
It's been a while since I had any scorpion, so
I tried something new yesterday, and I was kind of surprised at how good it was.
what was it?
I took some of the Twisted Sunrise and scrambled up 3 eggs and put the Twisted Sunrise in there. Mixed it up, made French toast with it.
Oh, that sounds good.
It was just awesome. I didn't put any syrup on it. I just put a little bit of butter on top of it when I was done.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was quite good.
I put that in my spaghetti today. So I mixed that in with my mix. So had a good kick to it. I really like that Twisted Sunrise. I had to do a standing order for Dave for like 2 or 4 ounces next year for this upcoming year. I got a couple. Well, I got 1.5. I think some Blaze still. So, because I just got another one from him on that last run.
Well, my 3 pepper shakers are getting down a ways. They're not halfway yet, but the Nate's Rush, I have been eating that. I mean, it's down to there now. So we've gone through a fifth of the bottle.
which was on Johnny Scoville's channel just a couple of videos ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Jordan's Jazz and Nate's Rush.
All right, let me catch up here. Kyle says, yeah, it all can be replaced except my time, but it's all okay. Thanks for the concerns. Ricky says, Taji could use mule or donkey in place. Still child friendly. That's a good idea. Pick my donkey instead. Yeah. Thanks. I'll keep that in mind. Kyle says, Rob, I got some lemon drops today from RE Fining.
The refining pepper. Yeah.
Okay.
So from Jim Duffy. Yeah, that's where I got mine from too as well.
Pretty excited. Also, some lemon spice jalapeno. Super curious how they taste.
Yeah.
Jalapenos I haven't tried yet, but the lemon peppers or the ahi lemon drops, oh, are they good?
Yeah, that's what I was telling you about when you're placing the order. Jim, he's doing all those Native American and New Mexico peppers now. So he's got a bunch of unique peppers that he's definitely going to put out next year, but they're like mainly like a local Native American type peppers that I guess a lot of people haven't really went for that market. But I know that he's going to put a lot of those out in the market for next year. Because I know he's growing a bunch this year. So yeah. And then Derek's in the house as well. Hey, Derek.
Crazy Kimberlyn in the house. What's up, everyone? He says. So hey, Derek. Let's see. Gage says the Twisted Sunrise is the stuff I really like it. Yeah, I like it too. It's like I said, good in eggs, and now I found out it's good in French toast too. People saying hello to Mr. Derek. And what's up? So that's like 5 comments there. So you can tell when a big shot comes in, everybody says hi to him. Haha, joke, joke. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different people have said hi to him so far. So yeah. You back to normal, Charles?
I'm back to normal. My ears kind of unpopped. Whatever that feeling is. I mean, I did okay. I mean, like I said, it's nothing like Brando or some other people who could do it. I just, it was pretty warm for me.
Kyle says, yes, Charles, I will most likely get some of those next year. I watched the video he has up about them once you told me about it. Pretty neat stuff. Oh.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, yeah. I'm just agreeing with you. With what he was saying.
Okay. Derek says, haha, PFF, big shot. My subs say otherwise. Yeah. Freaky says, how'd you call him crazy? Tall drink? Big shot. Yep. Although he's short. And I'm just teasing, Derek. But you are shorter than me. But I'm still just teasing. So, Rev, we've been dominating this conversation. Your turn.
Well, I was silent for 2 or 3 minutes.
You were making enough noise to make your presence known.
I'm here. Just catering to a dog. I don't know why she wants to go out in the rain, but she wants to go out in the rain. And then whenever she's done, she is done. And she starts barking and scratching at the door.
Derek says, still have to make this lemon drop vodka with your powder, Rob. Been slacking. Yeah, I've been wondering if you were going to do that or not. Get on it, man.
Do that and then have some for a live stream.
Yeah. So GDS says, so Susan got tagged for allotment challenge by Mr. Batman, and he called her the Pepper Queen.
So did I in my comment.
Yep, and I saw that, and I added it in too. So if she sees it, hopefully she'll get a good laugh out of it.
I'm glad that Batman did that. You know, I challenged him because he was one of my five. So I had Chris, Not Garden, Batman. Who were the other two? Forgot who.
Alberta?
No, he challenged me.
Right.
I'm blank now. How the hell?
Gage is saying, thinks she will do it. JDS says her video is going to go viral. Don't tell her it's going to go viral, then she won't want to do it.
Do it, yeah.
Derek says, I just got tagged also for the allotment. We'll do a vid soon. Got slammed with vids. Not ones for my channel, though. Okay. Other Rob is saying me.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Rob Bloomberg, yeah. So, yeah, Rob, Batman, Kyle, Chris Hotgarden.
I love how it's for channels under 1,000. Because I've already done it, but and so did Dave, and so did JT Bear, and a bunch of other people above 1,000. But I just love how creative people are getting, and like how much they're looking into it. Like, well, Susan's got a YouTube channel. I love it.
That's right, Kyle. Kyle was the other person. I'm sorry, I'm drunk. So yeah, it was Kyle, Rob, Batman, the other Kyle, Hawaii, Togarashi 808, or not just Togarashi, and then Chris Hotgard. Those were the ones that I chose. So I got Batman, Chris, and Kyle from Hawaii. So Rob Lindbergh and Kyle, if they ever, if they want to do it, they can.
And Derek, you said you've been slammed for a while, and it'll take you a while to do the allotment challenge. When I did mine, I was nominated. I forget. I think it was by Troll, but whatever. It was like I forget what month. It was like July, and I didn't get to it until like September or something like that. So I don't think, as long as you do it, I don't think people are that upset.
I think it's cool though. I mean, just like Batman was saying in his, it's cool, and like Kang even posted on I think Chris's, or I think it was Chris's, that about how that's like brings the group closer because you see what they have to say, why they did this, what they have to, where they have to grow, and you know a little bit more about them, like what they're growing, because some people grow in apartments, some people have limited space, some people have farms, some people have all kinds of stuff. So it's kind of cool to see what everybody's challenge is, where they're going to go and how much of an area they have to go work with, and then to see what they like to grow and what they are growing, and then why they chose YouTube. And I know that most people's answers are the same because Google Plus video streaming sucks with a capital S. So it's the easiest way to get the videos on there, and then plus you have it as like your own channel, and other people could check it out too. So even if they're not on Google Plus, like I said, it also keeps like a vlog of like all your different things that are going on with you. So you just like a little diary of what's going on.
Yeah, you could do it on Twitch and Mixer too if you wanted. I did the Twitch live stream. I've actually done 3 of them so far. It's kind of interesting. I could get however many thousands of people in and watching it, and I can see the chat going up just like I see it here. I shouldn't say I can't, but I don't know how to bring another person into it. So it'd just be me talking to the chat like, I am right now, but that's beside the point.
Right.
Let's see. Let me catch up on the chat here. Derek says, not complaining though about all the videos. Freaky says, Trollforge switched it up with a smiley face. And Freaky saying hello, Carl. Derek saying I don't know who to take though. Everyone has been tagged that I know. Haha. I know one friend that I can take.
And
And
Freaky Geek said Troll Forge switched it up because I believe he tagged me originally, and then I did one, and that was like a year or two ago. And then he switched it up, and I believe he's the guy that brought it back. I could be wrong about that, but pretty sure he was the first one I saw who was like, "I'm bringing the allotment challenge back," because that was like 2 years ago that went around.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I mean, they go around and around. I mean, like I said, I get subscribers from just if you put allotment tag in your description, you get a lot of other people looking at your channel and get subscribers because they went through that as well.
Yep.
Derek says, "Oh
Like
no, that vid won't take long for me to upload." Okay.
it's just like the 30/30 challenge. There's people like they do not know me at all, and I've seen them doing the 30/30 challenge, and that just boggles my mind. I mean, I'm sure it's not my creation or whatever, but I don't know. I feel like I started it somehow.
It's like a weird science. It's your creation.
I wouldn't say it's my creation, but I mean, technically, I mean, it's not even my creation. If it is like if I'm the first one to do it, it's not even my thing. Like I know they have like vlog Ember or whatever or vlog Sember and all those ones where like for the entire month you vlog and stuff like that, but so I guess that actually would be more of like the origin, but as far as with me, it was my buddy challenging me to do 365 videos in 365 days. And I was like, no way.
Did he do it?
Did he do it? No. He doesn't, he barely puts any videos up.
No. Say you do it first, then I'll do it.
No, he's like, I'm just trying to help you build your channel. Like, there's no way I'm doing 365 and 365. So I compromised and did 30 and 30.
That'll work, and it worked out well for you.
Well, well, it's not even that. It's just seeing all the other people do it just blows my mind.
Yeah.
Like when I see a channel that I know has no clue that I even exist and they're doing a 30/30, I'm like, whoa, that's pretty cool. Especially when like when you can track like the origins and stuff. So it was like from me to that person to that person to that person, and it gets to this person who doesn't know me at all. That's what I find pretty cool.
Right.
By the way, anybody in the chat want to do a 30/30? JT's right at the tail end of a double 30/30. About you, Charles? Feel like you can do a 30/30?
I will probably do one in the next upcoming months. I'll probably do it. I mean, it'll be easier for me when I got other stuff going on, like when more stuff goes outside and everything else.
Yeah, and that's a big key to the 30/30, by the way. Separate your garden into multiple gardens. That way you have a guaranteed, I don't know, if you separate it into 4, then you have a guaranteed 4 videos a week. All you have to do is come up with 3 more. That's how I did it. I had my indoor super hots. I had my 2 aquaponic gardens. That's 3 videos a week. I only had to come up with 4 more.
Yeah, I mean, there's other ideas. I mean, I could break up all the plants too to what they are, and that's kind of how I'm going to set them up this year anyway. Like all my habaneros, all my king stars, my devil section, all my ahis, the ricotos. So that's how I'm breaking them up, breaking them up into different things. The biggest section though is going to be between habaneros and king star varieties.
Well, you should have the Kang Star varieties all either by themselves or only one, like if you have 4 different varieties, I think you have 6, right?
No more.
More?
Yeah.
Oh, well then maybe it would be better to add 1 for every video and then make that the title video. You can get that Kang bump.
Yeah, I'm growing a lot of lemon starburst. So
And Rocky said, Rev, you wore Dave out by making him do the 30-30. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. I wore myself out by doing the fourth 30-30. That literally, I hate using that word. I I haven't used that word in like a year now. But no, by the end of my fourth 30-30, I really like even the videos I was doing every single week, like aquaponic, super hot, aquaponic. Like even those ones, I just skipped weeks and didn't do them, and I wore myself out on that.
well, see, the other thing I want to do is I want to get a cheap, inexpensive software, and then use my GoPro more instead of my phone, possibly or whatever, to do the videos and have like more editing, to have something that just not so plain. Because I tried it yesterday, but then I was using a free app on my phone, that Video Shop, which Alex uses, but my phone says, I mean, it's like ran out of internal memory. It won't. I mean, I have an SD card because it's a Galaxy Note 4, but I guess it wants to save it to the internal gallery and not the SD. I don't know what the hell the deal is. Maybe I have to look at the settings, but it wouldn't save the video, and I had like some that new logo that I had and some text and everything else, and it just didn't work out. So I want to get it so for my videos would look a little bit better than they are.
I am like really old school. I've never put a video up from my phone. I've recorded videos from my phone, but I took it and put it onto my computer, edited like the very beginning, the very end. I've said that over and over again. I just chop the very beginning, the very end, so you don't hear, the turn on noise and all that stuff, and then put that product and save that, and that's what my video goes up. But for the most part, I've only done that, I think, twice or three times on my phone.
Yeah.
But normally I do my regular phone. So yeah, if what you're talking about is you just want to, like, you're talking about GoPro footage, I don't know if you're talking about like just have it there while you're doing things and you want to speed it up. Because that's a really good useful thing in the video editor that I use. Like it can only do like two things. It can like cut out the very beginning and get rid of it and keep the good part, and you can also like cut things and then speed up that part. So if I'm like, I don't know, building a new exhaust on my truck or whatever, and I'm out there like cutting it up and everything, I just put that thing on there and I just, cut that little piece of film, or it's not film, but that piece of footage, and I'll just speed that piece of footage to like 6 times. So it's just me like like running around really quick and everything. But for that stuff, and I only use desktop. I have no clue if it works on a phone, but I use OpenShot, which is Linux version, openshot.org.
I'll look into all that stuff and get something going.
Yeah, Troll likes KDen. It's KDEN. I forget what it is. KDen Live. .org or something like that. It's another Linux-based one. But that's what I'm all about. Like, that's why I don't get all overly complicated with my video editing, because I don't have good editing software and I refuse to pay for it. It's the internet. You shouldn't have to pay for stuff on the internet.
No.
I've never. Oh wait, I don't even have a GoPro. I was gonna say JDS says GoPro has its own app for editing. I guess I do have an app for my Faux Pro, which I'm using right now, and my other one. But that's. I don't know exactly. I don't know. I've never used it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll look into all that stuff.
And Freaky was clarifying the 30-30, saying a video, he was talking to Gage, a video every day for that many days, 30-30. Doesn't have to be. You can put up 2 videos in 15 days. That counts. It's just you get 30 days and you got to have 30 videos within the 30 days. So whatever day you start, you could do 15 videos and then start the 30-30. And then you could just start putting up a video that you do and a video you do the next day, and then a video you already have, and then a video you did the next day. And that way you could get it done technically in 15 days. But it doesn't matter. You got 30 days, 30 videos. You can do them all in one day if you want. You can do them however you want. Like my choice was I'm not going to do. I did one where it snowed because that's like an anomaly around here. So there was one of those in there, but I wouldn't do like, for me personally, I wouldn't do like a weather update. Like today it's 60 degrees. Today, oh man, it's 45. Oh, today it snowed. You know, I'm not going to do that kind of thing, but weather anomalies, like it snowed, and I'm like, holy cow, look at me. I'm out barefoot in the snow. I made that video. But normally it was just whatever you're getting up to.
So yeah, I mean, like going back to that lot challenge, and people are like, saying they're nervous and stuff. Hell, I was nervous. I was nervous. I didn't. If you looked at my first videos, I didn't ever say anything. I just went around my garden and showed my plants, and that's it. Every time, never said a word. Then I actually started speaking. Then I started doing other things, and hell, I'm on here 3 times a week. So it just, it progressed, and it's becoming easier and easier. And even my videos, even though I still kind of mess up here and there, at least I can roll through my videos for my updates and stuff like it's nothing. So, I mean, it's just the more you do it, the easier it becomes.
Did you like using Windows Movie Maker?
No.
Well, I know you don't because you're a Linux fan. But what about you, Charles?
Well, see, for me, I hate Windows 10. I can't do crap in this thing. That's to me the stupidest operating software I've ever seen in my life. It's just dumb. I mean, I was so much like 7 or 8 or whatever it was, way better than this 10 crap. And because I'm just not 100% confident on what even to do. I mean, I'm barely get by. I know how to do the internet and a few other things. Other than that, I got to look up. I got to Google everything how to get to certain parts of my damn computer because they're all in weird ass places.
Oh, that's hilarious. I only made it to Windows 7 and stopped. But no, I like Windows Movie Maker is great. If you can make it work and it will get you a video edited, great. My experience with it was horrible. And I'd be working until like, midnight, 1 o'clock. I'd get home and be like, all right, hurry up. I got to edit this footage that I have from like 2 days ago. And that way I can get it out tomorrow. And because I was trying to keep a schedule. And that thing would crash on me so many times. It'd be like 3 in the morning and I'm like, all right, save file. And it would go and go and go. And right before I'd go to bed, like big error comes up and like, cannot save the file and corrupt this and all that stuff. That's the only thing I have against Windows Movie Maker. If you have it and you can make it work, more power to you. It's good software, especially if you're going to do like or even if you're going to cut it up into little pieces and put all the pieces together. It's still a good editing software, but I did not have a good time with it. It would crash on me a lot. It got to the point it crashed on me every single time I was trying to edit a video. And that's when I was like, all right, that's it. I'm going for something new.
Okay, going back to my original question, asking if Charles ever used it.
No.
The OpenShot software that Rev was talking about, they have a Windows version of it as well. It's only maybe 1 step, possibly 2 steps up in complexity from Windows Movie Maker. But once you get the first basics down, it's really easy to use. All my Minecraft videos and my tasting videos that I did in the upstairs office were all edited with OpenShot. My pepper videos at the shop, I do on Movie Maker because, I don't really have to add a lot of editing into it. But OpenShot is really easy. It's Windows-based, and there's 6 or 7 tutorials on YouTube from the actual creator of the software. It's a single guy, and he goes through with it on how to do all the different things. You can get complex transitions and everything else into it. It's all built into it. If you want to go looking for it, you could have like the screen go from huge to up in the corner and bring in another screen, and it's got 4 different tracks that you can use, and you can add more tracks to it if you want to put like sound files in different places and have like ghosted over images come in, and all kinds of different things like that. And but for basic video editing, it's really easy once you get past the little bit of a learning curve on it.
And that being said, also with any editing software that you have, look up on YouTube how to do whatever you feel like you want to do, because you'll find so many different videos on how to add an intro to your YouTube video, or how to do this or how to do that. And like Crazy Kimberlin said, whatever you got, master it. And I mean, if you do that, then yeah, I mean, look at Crazy Kimberlin. He's saying, I don't really have that much, it's not that great a software, but look at his videos. Freaking awesome. So if he's doing that with not that great of stuff, imagine what you could do with something really good.
Yeah, all the software that Derek's using he said came on his computer.
Yeah. Oh, he has a Mac. I have no clue what Macs are like. I've never had a Mac. Or no, I used a Mac in like 1988 or something when I was like in school. They called them Macintosh back then.
Yep.
And they weren't that good. Pretty sure Windows was better back then.
Derek says the only time I use Windows is on my PC for vinyl decal cutting. Other than that, I'm good without it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. With the not using Windows part, because I have not used Windows in 5 years. But I'm using Linux, not Mac.
Gage says, my Windows 10 is rock solid, but so is my MacBook. Laughing out loud, best of both worlds.
Yeah, add a Linux to that.
Read the next comment, if you know what Gage does.
Yeah, but that's my job, tech. So...
Yeah, imagine if you had a Linux added to that mix. You would just be undefeated.
Derek says, I thought about doing some tutorials for some video editing, but then I started thinking, okay, crap isn't bad. Crap. How much more can I add to my plate? Haha. Could get more subs.
Yeah, it could help other people, make their own videos. That's what I'm always encouraging everybody. Like, hey, you should make your own YouTube channel and make your own videos.
Ricky says, Windows in the late 90s was way better to understand than today's Windows.
Yep.
I agree.
Because you could just go to the window thing and go. You don't have to go and look for app and then go into here and find this. It's like, you could find whatever was on your computer. If you want to take the thing out or whatever, uninstall the program, it was easy. This is, I don't know. I guess maybe I'm just hung up because I use my phone and my tablet for everything, and I really don't mess with computers. Only time I turn this computer on is on Monday, Wednesdays, or Fridays from 8 p.m. Central to 11 p.m. Central. That's it. That's the only time this computer comes on.
Brando says, I use Windows when I look outside. Gage says, but I Google everything if I don't know how to do it. Love how-to vids. So do I.
Yeah, same here.
I did a bunch of video searches for the best free video editing software, and Lightworks came back as one of the higher rated ones. But I used it for so long, and it would start duplicating clips, and it wouldn't do it until it rendered it, and don't know why. And it's overly complicated. It can do a lot, but it's more than I ever need. That's why I went with OpenShot.
Yeah.
I only went with OpenShot because it's free.
Yeah, it's free. Man, it's been
That's
updated.
the best reason. That and I do like one shoot. Turn the camera on. I want that turn the camera on noise out of there, and I just start talking until I'm done talking, and then I have the turn the camera off noise. I just needed to cut that camera off noise off and the camera on noise off, and then save that file. And I mean, like Rob said, it can do a little bit more than that. It's not like what is that? Well, I think iMac Movie Maker or
Like Adobe Premiere.
yeah, there was another one too. Can't remember which one it was. There's another one that everybody talks up really good. But I haven't used any of those. But I've seen the work that people actually accomplish with them, and I don't know. That seems to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm sure I could do half of it with OpenShot, but not all of it.
Well, once you start delving into it, you probably could.
Well, I've looked up a lot of how-to videos on OpenShot, and I did the same with that KDen Live, which is like KDEN Live, and Troll loves that one, and it's got a lot more options than OpenShot, but I don't know.
I don't need the options yet.
Well, that's the same with me. I just pretty much turn the camera on and talk until I'm done talking, so.
Freaky says clearing cookies and cache was easy back then. Gage says I had a Linux, but the box was getting old, and I only have so much time. Freaky says best way to use Windows, Brando. Yeah, open them or use them to look outside. That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is my biggest Darth Maul right now. But
and yeah, you're putting them out next month, right?
yeah, hopefully they'll be big enough. Well, these are actually the Darth Mauls. I'm probably going to keep inside.
Okay.
Because the Mojos and Fadas, I'm keeping inside. So those are going to stay in the tent. Once I get the other 100 and God knows what out there. So they'll be going out soon. One more month. But those are pretty good sized plants that are in there. I mean, I did that on my video. You pull them up, they're pretty good size. It just looks like a big carpet on the bottom of the tent, but they're all pretty good sized plants. I just really only disturbed one 3-inch container out of the tray so I could water it. That's it. I picked that up just enough to put the water and fill the tray, and that's all I jack with them. And like I said, they're all pretty much even if you watch my video.
Let's see. Where should we pick up the chat? Russ and Crazy are going. Russ and Derek are going back and forth with mailman talk. Let's see. Gage says, I'm also running a 40-foot line to water my fabric pots this summer. Well, that sounds cool. Freaky says, I see a plant, but screen's not changing for a better look. Must be referring to you, Charles.
What was it again?
It says, Freaky says, I see a plant, but screen's not changing for a better look. So it's like it's not focusing.
Is it this one?
Yeah, see? Yeah, the camera's trying to focus more on you. Put it in front of your face more.
Like, oh, hell, I'll just move the camera.
Yeah, it's still trying to focus on you. It's trying, but it's got perfect focus on your shirt.
Yeah. So, I don't know, can you see it now?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is a Darth Maul from Fada. Yes, I know Derek likes it, so Just kind of showing that off for Derek because he gets a kick out of hearing Darth Maul.
Mm.
Oh, I actually do. Oh, also, Derek, I do have Jabba the Hutt as well. So that's another one. If you're going to Star Wars theme, I'm growing Jabba the Hutt. That's a big, gigantic yellow, looks like Jabba the Hutt. That's the best way to describe it. The pepper.
Hmm.
Growing that as well. Um, I like these little Star Wars names. Yeah, it's getting there. You know, it's got let's see if the roots. Pretty good roots though. Oh, can you see it? See the roots?
Yep, they look good.
Yeah, so it's got pretty good roots on it. So yeah, that's just like I said. I'm just using Master Blend 332. I try to I get the water, put it in a certain amount, and give it a good shake, and make sure it's kind of warm, and then it kind of makes the jug warm. I'm just jacking with Rev. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I'm back.
Okay, now I was describing my Master Blend techniques.
No, my entire everything just went out. Like Google Hangouts shut down, said the video was stopped, the chat stopped. I had to reset my modem.
See you a bit later, Russ.
See you later.
So I tried a little experiment. I've got a 125-gallon fish tank sitting about, say 10 feet away from my little grow area. And I thought, what would happen if I watered with some of that water? So I took and watered normal amount with them. Next day came back and the leaves looked bright and shiny and were standing up and pointing up. And I'm like, okay, that's a huge change.
Yeah, I have a friend who said that his brother used to always use the water from his 125-gallon fish tank to water his other plants, and they did great. For what kind of plants?
Yeah.
The little pointy ones.
Yeah, ones that have little 7-pointed leaves.
Yeah.
Or 5.
Yeah. So yeah, they said that did well for them always to use the when they do the cleaning and everything else. That worked wonders. So yeah, I do a couple different things. Like I said, I really like this Master Blend stuff though. I mean, like I said at the beginning, last year I was all organic everything, but it's just I'll still use fish emulsion or seaweed or what have you when it's outside. I'm not doing it inside. The only thing I use inside is I use Recharge, which is kind of like Mammoth P. If y'all know what Mammoth P is, it's just microbes, and it has a long list of all the beneficial bacteria and everything that's got in there. So it's just kind of like a big compost tea, but it doesn't stink really because it's mainly a molasses base. So it has even out of the powder out of the can, it has a nice aroma to it. So it's not really stinky or nothing. But man, you can see the difference. It says give us 48 hours and you'll see a difference. Yeah, you'll see a difference. I put that in the tray from my seedlings and underneath the shop light, and it just every time they just go in, it just helps out the soil a lot. So Recharge, which like I said, Mammoth P is great. It's a great product, but it goes a long way, but it's small. I think it starts at $70 for a small bottle, and then it goes to 156 for a large one. And that does a lot of gallons, but for me, the $20 or whatever for Recharge and the powder, and then it goes a long ways as well. You need very little, to make 5 gallons of water. So it's pretty much the same type of thing. So works for me, and that's what I'll use.
Yeah, and Eric asked, I've tried everything to get the components of Master Blend to dissolve completely, even grinding in a mortar and pestle and hot water. My downfall was not using hot water. I was using cold water, and it would never dissipate. And one of my videos I think it's like I take a gallon jug and I do like a quarter of it, like really hot water, then put all the mix in there and mix it up, shake it up really good. And that seems to work for me.
Yeah, and do like Rev did, and like a lot of others. Don't do like 1 gallon and like mix it. Do like a quarter of the gallon and mix the quarter, and then dilute it with the remaining amount of water, and then switch up the order too. Go Master Blend, Epsom salt, then the magnesium. What's the other citrate?
Sulfate.
Sulfate. Then do that last, because sometimes the Epsom salt takes a lot to get going. So if you switch up the order, by the time you shake that Epsom salt, I mean, it doesn't matter which order you do it in. It's just as long as they're all the 3 components are in there. That's what I do. I switch up the Epsom salt and the sulfate in the order.
Maybe that'll help you, Eric.
And then, like I said, because if you have a gallon like Rev did and like I do and everything else, you have that little bitty concentrated area, and then you're shaking the hell out of it. And then it'll dissolve after a while. But if you're doing a whole gallon, it's not pounding on anything on the sides or any of that swirl action, and it takes a lot more. So use just a little, like a quarter of the gallon. If you have a handle or whichever kind of jug you have, then do warm water and just do that and mix all the components, and then dilute it, and then give it a good shake after you put the remaining amount of water in there.
Yeah, and I don't know, I can't remember what my hot water is set to. I think it's like 130 or something like that. But whatever that is, that's the amount of temperature that I use for my whatever, quarter of a gallon, eighth of a gallon, whatever. It's not near half a gallon. But like Charles was saying, just do a small amount, but like really hot water. And then you can dilute it with cold water and hopefully bring it right back to room temperature. But yeah, he also said, I think my problem is I'm super OCD and looking for perfection. Well, for the first year, maybe 2 years, I used Master Blend. I never even worried about, getting it actually diluted. It wasn't until I noticed that was not happening, that's when I actually went to the hot water method. Yeah. Before that, I would just use cold water, fill it up like, halfway, put the stuff in there, fill it the rest of the way, and just kind of, turn it over back and forth, and then whatever I had, start putting it in my plants. So I don't think it really matters that much. I mean, if you don't have some dissolved, then I would say the next time, just don't put as much in. And that way, consider it part of what you're going to add for the next time. You had diluted stuff that you used most of the water for, and when you go to fill it back up, then, instead of 3 grams of Master Blend, do 2. Yeah. And I also, someone was telling me they do 3-3-2, which is what I started out with, but I started doing like 3, 2.5, 2. Master Blend, Cal Nye, and Epsom salt. And I don't know, that seems to work a lot better for me. Like when I did 3-3-2, it seemed to burn the leaves of the plants a lot, and it wasn't diluted enough. So that, I don't know. I think that's where I came up with that.
Well, also they say saw on Chris, he was saying somewhere that he messaged me or something saying that he saw in one video that they were saying to adjust down for flowering, and I messaged him, the YouTube guy who was saying that. Some people say if you drop and go 3 Master Blend, 2, and then I think it's 3-2-2 or whatever is better for flowering. So, as opposed to veg 3-3-2. I think it's in some order that was 3-2-1. I forgot how he did it, but there was a video on that, and they do 1 for flower and 1 for veg. Me, I'm just doing 3-3-2. I mean, my mojos are getting in that as well now, they're flowering, and you saw me ate a pod, so they have pods on them. So I don't know. I don't know if that helps or not. All my indoor plants are flowering, so they get the same thing everybody else does. The small ones get the same thing too. Once they get big enough, I don't do nutrients until they get a certain size. They just get straight water until they get a little bit bigger.
Where and oh, so you were doing master blend, then water, water, water kind of thing, and then master blend, water, water, water.
I do that. I only do master blend once a week.
Oh, I only water with master blend.
Oh no, I only do master blend once a week.
Oh no, like I might not like my peppers I did an update on today. I didn't water them in the last week at all. But the next time the last time I watered them, I used master blend. The next time I water them, I'll use master blend. Every single time I water, I use master blend.
I
I
don't.
don't water with water at all.
No, no, I do. I do water, water, feed, water, like that kind of thing.
And that could be good for your plants too. They get used to the water, water, and then they get feed and take off. And then, water, water, and then feed and they take off again. I'm like, I don't know. I'm like a teenager that just found out about steroids. Like, oh, whoa. Like you keep working out and like you can like, get gigantic. Throw that into the mix. Keep going. Keep going. Let's run this thing into the ground.
And then the ones that got in the double cup, I mean, it's going to be whatever they're getting until the next time it dries up. So when it dries up, it gets master blend. But when they get into like smart pots or fabric pots or what have you, then or the trays. Well, the trays, it takes about a week to go through all that water in the tray too, for all of them in the container, 18 of them to soak all that up. So the ones in the trays, it's only master blend, but the other bigger plants that are flowering and stuff, it's usually like water, water, feed. So when they get in the fabric pots or what have you, that's the regimen. Like these, it's going to get the master blend to here until it dries up. Then it gets more master blend. But like for the other plants that are in containers, for me, the fabric pots, it's the feed, water, water, feed, water, water, and do like that. I mean, that's what I do. I mean, everybody's different.
Well, I'm sure with the fabric pots, they would dry out quicker too. So if you feed them with water, I mean, if you feed them with master blend, that seems like you're going to waste a bunch of it.
Yeah.
But
I don't know about, yeah. I mean, like I said, for me, I use very little water. So, I mean, they only get, like I said, they only get this much, like a 5-gallon bucket only gets this much water. And that's all the water they get. It's just a solo cup's worth of water. I mean, I figured it out, and that works fine, and that keeps them for quite a few days, especially the indoor ones. The only time it changes is, well, when you don't water or the humidity changes. There's a cold front coming through, and there's like no humidity at all or whatever, and whatever the variables are in the tent. But yeah, then I was saying that Gage was saying he's doing that. I think he's doing the rain barrel for drip line. He was talking about doing that. And me, I'm running. I don't know. Mine's gonna be an experiment too. I'm doing 11 rows, 40 foot long. So that's what I'm doing. So for my drip line, so I have 11 rows, 40 foot in length, because I spaced it out today or yesterday, so I can get almost 11 rows. It's going to be tight. It's jungle gardening. I mean, it's not the preferable 2.5, 3 foot spacing, but I mean, I see others. I think Joseph Knapp or whatever, he was doing the stagger like Dave was talking about in his rows. Dave does his rows, and those damn plants are tight as hell. So, I mean, I think I was talking to Rob and Bloomberg, and it's like the plant ain't gonna know if it's in the ground or whatever. If it's gonna get crowded, it's gonna get crowded. But Dave's, hell, they produce like crazy. and they're close together. So I mean, yeah, there's a bunch of different things you can do. I'm just going with it. Like I said, I've already committed because I've already got most of the pots. I've got all these plants grown, so I've got all the dirt. So it just that's what I'm going with. So if it may look like a jungle, we'll just have to wait and see. It's gonna be an interesting year to look and see what's going on in the garden.
Well, with the stagger method, I mean, also you got to take into account, like, yeah, you got staggered and it's like one whole, like two rows technically, but they're all staggered. But you also have that walkway area. So half of the walkway area also should contribute to that square foot area.
Right. Yeah.
Just like the edge of it, if you got plants going all the way to the edge, well, it can still grow out under the grass and everything like that underground. So it still has extra room.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm doing landscape material on my whole side of my house. So I'm getting the 6 foot or 4 foot wide, 350 feet of the landscape material, that 4 ounce plastic or whatever, and just the whole side of the house is going to be like that. So that's I don't want any grass or anything on the side. And like I said, I think I was telling you the last time I have extra bricks from doing the house, putting those around the edges, and hopefully be as clean as possible back there.
And another great tip is if you have a flower bed, like we have flower beds out front and everything. I never show any of that stuff off because I hate flowers. But there's all kind of those out front, and we got bagged mulch, which was a dumb idea. We should have got like a tractor trailer to just, or not a tractor trailer, a dump truck to just dump a load of mulch. That'd have been so much cheaper with the amount of mulch that we bought. But we bought it in bags. So it was like every, I don't know, 40 pounds came in a bag. Well, 40 pounds was a good thick layer over the amount of that plastic laid down. So that we laid the plastic from the bags down as a weed barrier and then mulched over top of it. And pretty much one bag would cover one bag. So every one of those bags that we did, we put up, and I want to say no weeds came up, but I'm pretty sure it's been like a good 10 years since we did that. And now weeds are popping up because the mulch is actually composting and becoming good soil. And now we're going to have weeds popping up in that good soil.
Yeah.
Win some, you lose some, right?
Yeah, like I said, this would be my second year experiment. So last year, 56 plants worked well for me, and this year we'll see how 156 plants do.
And like Blumberg said, when you stagger them and everything like that, the plants help support each other up that way. Yeah, and it's great, but you will have cross-pollination going on constantly. So, which I don't care about that, but if you're someone who's like, no, it has to be the Carolina Reaper, and a pure breed or whatever, well, then maybe you want to use some plastic bags over some flowers and stuff. But
yeah, that's another thing I need to order before the season gets kicked off too much is doing those isolation bags, those little nets, because they sell out quick. Go on Amazon and those damn things are gone for isolation bags. I mean, they don't hang around long.
Yeah, I've never used them.
I haven't either. But like I said, I'm grouping certain ones together. Like all my lemon starburst are going to be in one big pod. So I know that those because I'm going to have all 8 of those in one section, one little area. So all 8 of the starburst, and then I have I think 20 other king stars that'll be around there somewhere. Let's see. And the other ones are onesies, twosies, except for the ones that I need for sauces that I've been making. But I mean, next year there'll be a whole new variations on different sauces. I'm hoping. So, change it up a little.
The wind died down a lot. I don't hear it that much. I hear a little bit of wind, but only like 10, 20 mile an hour wind. Nothing like the scary stuff that was happening a little bit ago.
Brittany says, I'm going to use the plant way, or going to use the plant way too many, so I have to use that method. Okay, so, yep, nice and close together, staggered. I'm still not 100% sure what I'm doing here yet.
That's the best way to be. Be impulsive. Whenever you decide and do it. That's what I do, and I fail all the time.
Well, I planted 6 more the other day, and one was a shishito, and I can't remember what the other ones were. Oh, the seeds that I got from Brando, the twisted.
Sweet twisted?
Yeah, sweet twister.
Twister.
I planted 5 of those. So we'll see what happens with those.
Those come quick. They came up. They came up real quick. I mean, they were like, psh, and then like as soon as they pop, they get big quick too.
Okay. Well, watching JT's, I never put humidomes over mine. So I got these clear cups that can fit inside the party cups upside down. And I thought, well, I'll give it a shot, see what happens.
Yeah.
So I have 6 more plants in my little grow area.
Get out of the Ziploc bag over a party cup.
Wait, are you talking about when the plant is already sprouted, or are you talking about to sprout them?
To help them sprout.
Oh, no, I do that all the time. Yeah, I'll put a double cup with a Ziploc bag over it or a sandwich bag over it or whatever, and that helps it a lot. Also on a heat mat, but no, it helps them pop real quick.
Well, I haven't ever used a dome like that before, so we'll see what happens. As far as the heat goes, it usually maintains about 75, 80 degrees inside my little grow area all the time, so it's usually should be warm enough. Or at least my ahis liked it, and all the plants that I did last year liked it.
Yeah, so far, all the ahi mangoes, lemon, sugar rush, ahi jabito, all of those took to it real good. I think I'm pretty close to 100% germination on all of the ahis. Well, except for the last one, but I'm still wondering what the heck is going on with that. I know I put them out, but I am like, I don't know. I'm obsessive compulsive with writing down whatever I plant. And I'm pretty sure I didn't write down that I put ahi pineapple down because it's been like a week and a half and they haven't popped. And now I'm just wondering if for some reason the soil was cold outside. I brought it in and thought, throw it on the heat mat. We'll let it warm up for a day. Then I'll put the seeds in. The next day I woke up and I'm like, why didn't I label that? And I labeled it pineapple and then nothing's popped. So I'm wondering if like, maybe I was just warming up soil and never actually threw seeds in. That's why I didn't label it. But yeah, so a little behind the scenes fun over here. Pretty sure that's what's happened because they haven't popped yet. And they were from Dave, and they're supposed to be fresh seeds that'll pop real quick. Zing! Fail. I'm so good at failing. I should make a series about it.
Eric says, I use Ziploc too, just like Kane. JDS says, ahi mangoes are good.
Never had one, but I will this year because I have too many plants to not get some pods. I can't wait. I can't wait for all the ahis. The ahi jabito, the ahi mango. ahi lemon. I've never had an ahi lemon before.
Yeah, personally for me, I like the chubby better than the long on the mangoes. That's just me. I grew the long last year, but then I got from Batman and Jay the chubby. So growing those this year, but I like the flavor of those. It's just a little bit different. So I liked it though.
Hey, hey,
JDS says, I'm making some pepper flakes with my flea market chilies.
could you quit licking your foot?
Uh, some of the ahi lemon drop that I did last year, I crushed some of it down to just flakes, and then the rest of it I powderized. Vicky says, sound good, or hello, Jared, and sounds good, JDS. Oh yeah, Jared's in the house, and Eric is in the house. There was another one that was new that I missed. But anyway, welcome to the show.
And then Rev, you were talking about knowing what you plant. You could always do the sheets like this and just have everything on the list, and you know what you got.
No, I would know what I have, but then I would lose track of which one was which.
How? You mark it, don't you?
Well, yeah, but I don't need a list. I can go in and look.
Oh. That was a suggestion.
Well, you got to think 20, 30 plants versus the 200 and some you have.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, when I'm not as big a grower as you are. I
Is it-
tried.
This is the first time for me too.
I would be if the daggone things would pop. I've got like 200 seeds down, but still waiting. As
I had a shot at it until the power went out.
And that was a bummer, dude. That sucks.
Yeah. Jared is asking, Charles, is that an app you have on your tablet to keep track of your plants, or is it just a simple spreadsheet?
No, it's good. Yeah, it's just simple Google Sheets. I know that Paula used it, and I know because she sent out her seed list on that. So I was like, well, hell with it. I'm going to try it too. So I just keep track of all of it like that. So this is for me the first year doing this stuff. I just last year I was kind of just looking at everybody going this grow big or go home type growing thing over 100 plants. And I'm like, well, damn, the next year I'm going to do it.
oh yeah, no, I was like, oh, I'm gonna go home.
Yeah. So this year I was like, I had last year I had so much fun with it with just the 56 plants I did. I was like, I'm going to see if I can do over 100. And I mean, so far it does work. I mean, there's no way around it. It's a lot of work. I mean, if I were to do like others, it would be a lot more work. I mean, if I was topping them every couple weeks or whatever it might be, I haven't topped but 4 plants, and that's it.
As a recovering addict, I have to say I have not topped any of my plants at all.
Like I said, I mean, I know that some people top and haircut and this, that, and the other. I'm not doing it. I'm just not. Like I said, for me last year, I mean, some of my plants, yeah, could have probably been a little bit bushier or what have you. But as soon as I took them out into the open, the wind started blowing, and nature gave its own haircut to them. And then after that, those plants just started. And the way I look at it is, like I said, I mean, this is just my opinion, but it's like, in nature or whatever else, this damn plant ain't got people trimming and topping it or whatever else. I mean, somebody constantly cutting it. I know what the point is, to get more limbs so you can have more pods and all this other stuff, but I just don't. I don't have the time for this to do all these toppings on that many plants. And then that goes on with room too. You got to have a lot more room if you're going to have a bigger plant. So if you see like some people are posting, 4 or 5 cups worth of something because the roots have already went down that far, and you got basically a small pepper tree already in a big sonic cup, and then that takes room. That's 3 or 4 spots that you could have just regular party cups or just a regular normal size one. I don't know. I'm just rambling on.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to speak for him, but I'm pretty sure Dave's policy is do not top anything. Or no, I think last year he actually topped plants. Can't remember. But I remember like at first I was like, dude, I'm topping all my plants. It's so great. They're gonna get so huge. And he's like, yeah, I don't top any of my plants. But at least that was like 2 years ago. He might have since, but
I think he was on that one live stream. He said he topped a few, but he doesn't do most.
yeah. And I've said it many times. I don't recommend topping an ahi if you want it to produce like next month. Because some of I don't know, maybe it was just me, but the ahi seemed to really have like a lag on getting back into the swing of, growing and stuff.
And then I'm sorry about this, but how dare you, Alex? You missed the damn live streams. That's what I want to know. How sorry of a pepper grower are you? You go get married and you don't come and see and show love for us on the live streams. How dare you? You're in this Roman-esque type bath with a bathtub. Look like you're in the damn over in Europe somewhere having a good old time, showing us, oh, here's my past, present, and future pepper update crap. How dare you, sir? Don't ever do that. You need to learn your priorities.
Yeah, you should be at the rehearsal dinner with like your phone sitting there next to you, like, not now, honey. Hang on, they're getting to a good part. That room was awesome, man. I love the clouds that were painted on the ceiling and everything. And I worked in houses that had that kind of stuff. Never really had the ambition to do it myself in my own bathroom, but that is definitely really cool.
At least Alex is laughing. Yeah, congrats, Alex.
If you ever message me or whatever else, I'm not a damn serious person. I'm just not. I'm a goofball. That's pretty much the best way to describe me. I mean, like I said, if you read something wrong in a message, then it's probably read wrong because I'm not meaning to sound anything that I'm not. I'm just a goofball. If I say something to you, I'm joking. If I keep with certain themes, I'm still joking, but I keep going with it. And then sometimes those themes go too far.
Oh yeah, same with me. Like I screw around so much that I've said serious things to girlfriends, and they're like, "Oh wait, that wasn't a joke." Like, no, that was real serious. Real talk. Ah, good times.
Alex says, dude, that theme room was epic. Piggy says, if I read something wrong, it's because I can. Jared says, Rev, there are lots of ahi varieties that respond well to topping. It's just the Baccatum varieties that don't like it very much, but the Chinese varieties respond very well. And the other Rob says, what's up, Alex?
I love it when people call it the Chinese variety.
Oh, no. Or the aji.
Or the aji.
I was messaging Dave on that one. I was like, damn, dude, Scoville did it to you again. He said this is made with a blend of aji, this, and this. I'm like, aji. He's like, yeah, I know. Neil does it the same damn thing every time. I'm like ready to go and go through the computer screen at him. He's going, aji. A-H-G-E-E, aji.
At least he pronounces kids correctly.
That's true. Yeah, it's all good, but it is kind of hell. I don't know.
Well, no, I've probably said the same thing over the years. It's just once you figure out the way it's pronounced, you're like, oh, right. And then you feel dumb about it. And then every time you hear someone else say it the other way, you're like, oh, that's how I sounded.
Yeah, I mean, it's just how everything. There's so many, you know, the Chinants, Bacadum, Anum. You know, there's so many Ricotta. I mean, there a lot of people Ricotta. I mean, there's a lot of different variations on that one too. When people get started talking about those as well.
I'll be right back.
Anytime it's like goofy spelling, I immediately go to how would you say that in Spanish? So when it's like AJI, I'm like, we do not have that in America. What the heck does that mean? I immediately just like, how would I say it in Spanish? I'd say ahi.
Right, but you got to also look at where the plant is from. Those are all mainly Peru.
Oh yeah, no, I never look at that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, but that's all the hot ahis are all from like Peru and stuff.
Oh, that makes more sense then.
It's just like one of the habaneros that I'm growing. It's the kukulkan, but it's people say it's kakolkan. But it's kukulkan.
Mean like aluminium?
Aluminium.
I love aluminium.
Or for all of our Canadian viewers, process. The process. Process.
Or process.
Process. A boot instead of about.
No, it's a boat.
A boot.
A boat.
A boot.
No, it's a boat.
About.
Yeah. It's like a boat. And that's the running joke in America. It's a boot. But every Canadian gets offended by that. They're like, no, come on. We got an accent, but it's a boat.
Hey, like I started on that watching South Park because they were just going crazy on that one episode.
What are you talking about? Yeah, it's Terrence and Phillip. Yeah,
we understand the meaning.
Yeah, and I see that, Jared. I know you wrote Chinese.
Finance.
I like saying Chinese. But to each his own. Make up your own words for it.
Yeah.
Nice. Jared's got ají amarillo seeds straight from Peru. That's great. LMAO. Aluminium.
You got a sleeping dog as well?
No, I got a dog that is rolling around on her back, scratching her back on the carpet. Nice. So Jared's Aji Amarillo seeds came from Peru, and JDS's came from Finland. Kind of the same areas.
I'm growing the Finlandia from Finlandia. Whatever the hell you say that damn thing. Finlandia. I don't know. I've got a bunch of ahis.
Oh, there's an ahi Finlandia?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were trying to pronounce Finland in like a foreign language.
No, Finland. I can't say it.
Finlandia.
Yeah. I was on the phone with Rob, seeing which ones were going to make the cut yesterday, like which habanero, which one of this, and then he was sending me pictures and stuff. Like, I mean, half the stuff I don't even know what the hell they look like. I'm just growing it. So a lot of things that I have that I really like, and then some of them I got through trades. I'm like, huh. And then he was describing the ones that are like growing, the hobs going like They grow in like 5 clusters, which was the whatever the hell it. I forgot it already.
Oh, I'd be really good with that. I've been described in the past as like the Donald Trump of plants, meaning like I'm willing to say you're fired and just really dumb and crazy things, and everybody knows I'm nuts. So yeah, if you need help with that, man, I can totally tell you fired or not.
Aldeberto habanero. Aldeberto habanero. I looked at it first and I was like, "What is this, Alberto habanero?" But then I was like, "No, it's Aldeberto."
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that named after Alex?
Maybe.
Somebody like that bathroom that much, you're like, oh, I'm
Mm,
naming Pepper after this guy. Look
exactly.
at the way that guy's balling. Roman statues in the bathtub area and painted sky on the ceiling. That's how I want to roll.
Yeah. Well, he's still, if you saw the update, still fighting bugs, but he's got a fresh start at his sister's house, so hopefully he can get things going and have a successful grow. I mean, I think the other ones, the smaller ones, would be fine once you get them outside, but he has such a short window. You have what, May, almost May, June to what, September? I think is that about right for Canada?
Yeah. Well, I don't know about Alberta, but Manitoba, yeah. It's like pretty much June 1st until like September 1st.
So you have such a short window to grow them. You only really get probably a couple harvests out of them each plant, probably. I mean, some of them take about 3 weeks to a month. Well, if you go sugar rush peach or anything like that, 5-6 weeks to ripen. So if you're doing sugar rush, you may only get one good batch.
Like Vicky says, yep, May to September.
And BD Beats wants to know what do you use for outdoor fertilizer besides type of manure. I don't use any kind of manure, but I don't grow in the ground. Pretty much only growing hydroponic and aquaponic. So fish poop and hydroponic nutrients, master blend.
And then Gage had a thread on that earlier today about what to amend with and such. I think there's several of us that gave a long, long list of what we're doing and using and what have you. Basically, any mill, if it says mill, that's one good thing. So you got your kelp mill, fish mill, bone mill, blood mill. You make sure you get rock dust, azomite, whatever you want to call it. Those are all like the essentials. So you get any.
Well, you mean meal, MEAL, not
Correct.
MILL.
No, yeah, MEAL, mill. Yeah, mill. Yeah,
Dang accents.
I know. So yeah, so any kind of the meals, MEAL. So
That's what Freaky thought you were saying.
yeah, sorry, I'm from Texas. Forgive me.
Um, yeah, basically, I just use compost and I supplement with diluted master blend in the buckets, and that's about all I use. I put perlite and that kind of stuff in to loosen it up a bit, but not a whole lot. This year, I'm going to put in a bunch of worms, so I get some worm castings. And Jared's asking me, do you guys spray those pepper plants with anything for the aphids? We've tried neem oil. We've tried 2 or 3 different organic pesticides. One not so organic pesticide. We've tried what was it? Uh, hydrogen peroxide in water, hydrogen peroxide in soap. mixed together, all different kinds of things. We were able to wipe out the white flies and fungus gnats with no issue at all. And just like one go, we've had diatomaceous dirt on them, and that's how we got rid of those, hoping that would help take care of the aphids, but it doesn't. But yeah, it's pull the leaves that get overly infected and um, get off what we can. And somebody was saying, I forget exactly who it was, said try some Azomax. People are saying it's works really good for aphids, so I have some of that on order. So that should be showing up here any day, and we'll give that a shot and see what happens. But yeah, trying all different kinds of stuff. Let's see here. JDS says that was the best post in a long time. Freaky says, "Oh, meal. I thought you were saying mill. Okay." Someone mentioned green sand. What is that? I have no idea.
That's it's a sand, of course, but it's got like I'm reading off of it because it's like marine sediment. So when you get it, I got it at the yard that I got my compost at. In Texas, they can't sell it as one. It's got to be sold separately because they consider green sand a fertilizer. So you can't put it together here. So they have to sell it separate. So I got all my compost and I got my green sand separate. So it's two things, and then you just mix it together. But it's just enriched sand. I don't know. It's supposed to. You don't need much. I think the guy told me I put like I think 5 or 10 gallons for 500 gallons for almost 3 yards of dirt or compost. So you don't need much. So it goes a long way. And that's how I did mine. I mean, like I said, you saw that smart pot I have or fabric pot if you want to not be, putting out names and everything. But, I just got for me, I got the fungal dominated compost mixed with leaf mold compost, which has been aged for more than 2 years, which is a really, really good compost. And then I put worm castings, green sand. I use Nectar for the Gods one shot because it's a granule. It's got every meal MEAL on it. It starts off as a little pellet, and it has molasses, and the molasses is rolled with all the meals MEAL together. So you have all that in one shot, so to speak. And you just go and you throw that in there instead of doing the cup. Cup of kelp meal, cup of bone meal, cup of fish meal, cup of this. You just do it's all in one thing. You put so many per gallon, and you're done. Me, I ordered 75 pounds of it. I used almost 60 pounds, in that 500-gallon smart pot of that one shot. And then I'm gonna take that, and then I use a cover crop. I grew hairy vetch, fescue, and crimson clover for extra nitrogen in that pot. And then I'm composting that into the soil now. So I'm breaking that down. And then then I'll put it to the smaller pots. I'll add the grow stones because I'm using that instead of perlite because it's a cheaper material and it's recycled. So I guess you're into the recycling thing, so it's kind of a good thing. They're a little bit larger stones, so give a little bit more aeration in the pots, I think. Then I'm going to do like Dave does, use that Trifecta Plus and amend that'd be the last amendment with besides putting worms in it. I'm going to order a few thousand worms and put a few worms in each pot. That's pretty much it. That's my little regimen. Then feed once a week, water daily. That's pretty much what I did last year, except I used Fox Farms Ocean Forest, and you want to buy that at almost $20 a bag, and if you do multiple plants, it adds up quick. That's all I got to say. Great stuff, though. I did do that comparison where I used Nectar for the Gods, Nectar #4. I still like the Fox Farms Ocean Forest better. But that's just me for all my inside my plants that are in the grow tent.
A nice little weather update. It's been raining its butt off here, and I just opened the door, and apparently it's been snowing for a while. And there's slush all over the back deck. On the top of the greenhouse, there is some snow. But yeah, I'm looking at my weather app, and it's telling me right now it's 37 degrees outside with a real feel of 17. Precipitation probability 90%. Doesn't say snow though.
Hmm. Let's see. Uh, BD says worms from Amazon.
No, that I ordered from Uncle Jim's worm farm.
Or if you have any kind of fishing activity going on in your town, go to that bait shop and look for worms there. That's where I find all of my worms.
Yeah, there's two places where we can buy worms here.
I mean, I guess it just depends on the cost. You know how many worms you need.
Rocky says, have you all heard of Ladybug brand amendments? I used their soil 2 years ago and had great results. I may try their amendments this season. Never heard of it.
Yeah, I haven't heard that one either, Rocky.
Jared says, I bought a big bag of worm castings from Costco last weekend, so I've been mixing it with my Pro Mix when I'm putting my seedlings in their devil cups, also adding extreme mycos to each planting hole. Cool. Ricky says, better to get them from the ground, but might not be the right kind for compost, like from Amazon. Ricky says, we got snow flurries on and off here. Paula says, I got up to 70 here, warmest day of the year so far. Other Rob says, I woke up to an inch of snow this morning. Ouch. You're getting hit by the same front that hit me, Rev. Okay. Julian says, what's up, guys and gals? Welcome back.
Julian?
Welcome.
Ricky says, all of them alive, Charles?
I would say 90% plus.
Cool.
So I mean, they have temperature requirements too. They won't ship if it's such and such, like as far as cold, and if it's like, I think the heat. I don't know. I forgot how they do with the heat. I know for the cold they won't do it like when it's like extreme cold temperatures.
Scott says Petco Red Wigglers has them too if you're not looking for a lot. Sorry, Petco has them. Yeah, the auto parts store sells live bait, and the farm implement store here in town sells live bait.
Yeah, for me, like I said, I'd want like 1,500. So that's how many I would need, because I want to put like 10 worms in each pot. So about 1,500. So it just, like I said, it just depends on how many you need, and that's a lot of little buckets from a bait shop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like Jared said, Walmart usually has red worms in the fishing section. That's where I got mine. And I believe they were like 15 worms per container. And I believe my numbers were like container 1 was like 30, container 2 was 72, container 3 was like 94, container 3 was like 35. They were well above, or maybe it was 30. I don't know. But whatever the number was, it was well above the number that they advertised.
Okay.
Paula says, I bought them from Uncle Jim's before too. I should order more. My indoor worm bin went dry. Oops. Julian says, Yeah, Walmart has them in the sporting goods area. I don't think our Walmart has them, but then again, I never went looking.
Ours does. They have a refrigerated cooler. You just open it up and grab as many containers as you want.
So I like to do the split too because I like to do the Red Wiggler European Nightcrawler. Those I like to do the split on those. So I like to use both of them.
So Freaky's saying they multiply if you feed them good. So I should get them now and let them multiply.
Yeah, that's been what I'm hoping for with all of my fish. Now I'm down to one catfish, so I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen. But you can imagine what it'd be like if it would.
Yeah, so like I said, that's like Paul was saying, that 2,000 for $33. So for me, that's a good deal for what I need for that many pots.
Yeah, I think with mine it's like I don't know, like 30 or something like that for like $8.
Yeah.
So yeah, 2,000 is way better of a deal.
And then most everybody gets you from worm castings. So no matter where you get worm castings from, it's going to be an arm and a leg. If you do have a local supplier of worms, their worm castings are astronomical. Because it just, for me, the one I like is that Unco, whatever, I forget what the name of it is, but that brand. But there's several different ones for worm castings. But that's the good thing about getting worms. They make more castings.
Mm.
That's why you want them in the pots. If you do container or in your ground or wherever, I mean that you want worms.
Yeah, not only that, but they'll eat the dead roots. So they eat those and take them out of production and then give you good worm castings so you produce more good roots.
Yeah. Not any leaves fall or anything like that. It all just goes and decomposes, and they help out with the process.
The circle of life.
And Jared says they multiply exponentially once they start growing and eating. You can go from 100 to 10,000 in a few months. Laughing out loud. And Freaky says that's cheap. Paula, I paid just over 70 Canadian. Ouch. Yeah, but they wouldn't ship them to me here at this time of year.
Well, Freaky's from
Canada.
Alberta. I was trying to say Manitoba, but Alberta. It's kind of like if you say someone's in Iowa and they're like, no, I'm in Kansas.
Yeah, you're not in Kansas anymore.
So no Susan tonight, so she couldn't make the rebuttal from Batman earlier.
We still got time.
JDS says, "Hey guy got cost $17." Freaky says, "Nope, I had to wait till warmer weather." JDS for worm castings. Okay, so Baggy got was $17.
Yeah.
Freaky says, "Nope, Ontario here."
Yeah.
Ha!
I screwed up.
Alberta or Alex says, "Did someone say Alberta?" And by the way, thanks Alex for the comment of hanging in there earlier. Ricky says, "I guess Alberta is kind of close."
Oh yeah, really close to Ontario.
Only a few miles.
Just like Oklahoma is really close to Atlanta.
Yeah. Jared says, "I bought a 10-pound bag of worm castings for like $12 the other day at Costco." We don't have a Costco here.
That seems like a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
10 pounds for $12. I remember that being a lot more expensive for worm castings. I think it was like last I saw, if I can remember correctly, it was like 4 pounds for like $20.
I think I paid 30 something for 20. I think. Damn, I can't remember. I have to look it up now.
Ricky says, okay, looking at map, it's close. Bernie says, I'm from Ameliasburg, Ontario, but I live in Alberta now.
30-pound bag is $28.90.
So like $1 a pound.
Yeah. The one I use is that Unco Industry Wiggle Worm Soil Builder Worm Castings. That's one I use. I mean, it's just a suggestion.
It's great. Looking at a map, it's close. It's not that close. That's not close at all.
But that might be a very sarcastic smile.
Sure it is. Because Ontario and Alberta, that's a good amount of distance. I mean, that's pretty much like saying Richmond, Virginia to like Denver, Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
But those are close if you take Denver, Colorado compared to Shenzhen, China.
Yeah.
Yeah, not really. Go all the way to China, that's like X amount, and that's
Yeah,
Denver. That would only be a quarter of the distance. So,
if even that. So yeah, they're close.
Yeah.
I like how you look at it. If you look at the distance between Earth and Mars, those two cities are very close because of the
So do we have any takers on that?
Huh?
Do you have any takers on wanting to go to Mars and see if it works?
heck no, you
No
freaking
takers, because they're saying that a lot of the big wigs are saying that's going to be a complete failure. Whoever wants to, if they ever do get the thing going and people want to go to Mars.
Oh no, there's going to be a bunch of people that do it, and it's going to work. No, I'm going to put that out there. But no, you are absolutely insane if you do that. You are not coming home ever. You're going to be lost in space and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But no, there's going to be enough people that will actually make that happen, and it will work. But no, it'll be a bunch of crazy people. So, do you want to be stuck in space with a bunch of crazy people?
I don't know. I wouldn't look forward to that.
I don't know. I could see how it would be really cool to think about that, but not going to happen over here.
Welcome back, Russ.
Eros.
Bernie asked, "Where you at, Freaky?" And he said, "At home."
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next couple months when everybody starts getting their plants outside. It's kind of cool to see them when they take off.
Yeah, especially when you see them, they're like this big when you put them out, and then next thing you know, they're like that big, and then that big, and then that big. Every update after.
Then you run into the store and get bamboo stakes, and unless you already have a pile, I already have a pile. So.
Or another great thing is PVC pipe.
Yeah.
Get like a 1/2-inch PVC pipe, get a 10-foot stick, cut it in half, and then just pound that thing into the ground, attach it to your plant. It'll degrade over time, but for the most part, it'll hold up way better than wood or plastic or anything else that you can get.
But you're talking, well, let's see. You get a 20 pack of bamboo stakes for $5 for 4 feet.
A 10-foot stick of PVC 1/2 inch is like $2.
$5.72. No.
Yeah, around here, 3/4 inch, 10 foot. That is like 243 or something like that.
Oh, is there
Yeah,
not?
because I buy the 3/4 inch, and I don't pay more than like 242, 243 per 10 foot section.
10 foot?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I thought you said 7 foot. I'm
no,
like, that
10 foot.
is a weird number to be.
Well, you can get it in 10, 6, 5, and 3, and then scraps by
No,
weight.
I don't know how much. Yeah, it's probably like that. That's probably about right.
Well, my garden, I started that in full swing. It was 2008. So that's like coming up on 10 years. So 9 years old. It might have been a year before that. I pounded a bunch of PVC into the ground. That's what I used my fence. I had that green, like mesh plastic fence that you can put around your garden. That's what I used to hold it all up. I just got some 3/4 inch, 10 foot sticks, cut them in half, and pounded them down like a foot and a half into the ground. So they'd be like 3 foot high and zip tied them to it. I just got rid of all that stuff out of the garden and I have a whole pile of that stuff. And it's like 10 years old and it's been out in the sun, degrading and all that stuff. And I would use it for water. I mean, once you clean it out, it's got dirt in it and everything, but once you clean it out, yeah, I'd use it for water. But the plastic fence, no, I threw it all in the garbage. It's gone.
Let's see. Jared says, I can't wait to see all the crazy shapes of peppers. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that too. Um, Russ says, we are on day 2. A long way to go. So he was talking, let's see, what was he talking about? Cleaning up the yard? I don't know. The goal is to finish, and it moved. Finish 2 and have epic St. Patty's Day party on Saturday. Cool. Other Rob says, I have river cane growing near me, so I'll probably go get a bunch of that since it's free. Well, sure.
And
It's a
freaky
good
ass
thing.
is pipe cheaper than bamboo. It depends. Depends on your environment, all that other stuff. And all depends on how long each of them last. I mean, maybe bamboo will last just as long as PVC. Maybe it'll be a little less, or maybe PVC outlast and it's more expensive, or so I don't know. Depends on the long run.
Well, we use the bamboo ones in the shop, and if you get too much water in them, you pull them out, and they do start decaying if there's too much water. So, but then again, they'll take and dry out, and just cut that piece off, shove it back in.
Yeah,
Uh,
and the PVC will hold water too. Most of the pipes I pulled out had water stuck in them.
Well, I used the PVC on a couple plants because my pimento leopard last year, it just was crazy. So I mean, the bamboo, I would just needed countless amounts of it to hold the thing up in a smart pot because that thing just got crazy. I mean, it was like 5.5 foot tall and 4.5, 5 foot wide. That thing was huge. So it was just the best thing to do is put a PVC in there so it would stay up.
so how would they stay up in the wild if they kept growing all year long?
That's a good question. But they're not in pots either. Because I
Yes.
mean, for me, I got a tip because my pots are in saucers. Well, last year they were saucers and 12 by 12 pavers. So that extra, and then once the wind blew it, it was already elevated off the ground. It had that tip because I mean, my place over here, just like probably you are too, Rob and Rev, it's windy as hell. I mean, if you saw my earlier videos last year, I mean, it's just like a damn windstorm constantly here. And then we have no trees in where I'm at. It's like all stripped down, new communities or whatever. There's a few trees, but not many. So there's not anything blocking anything. It's just like crazy wind most of the time. So those things just kept on tipping over. I mean, all the time. So we'll see how I go about it this year. Like I said, I'm not sure 100% I'm going to use the saucers, and I don't know if I'm going to use the pavers either.
Oh, you saw in that my video that I did, the second car one, the adventure one. Just watching the scenery back behind, you could see how many trees we have in this area.
Yeah. So yeah, we don't have many at all.
Yeah, and if you're growing in a pot, then it's not like growing in the ground, where growing in the ground, the roots would just go out to stabilize the whole plant. Whereas in a pot, they can only go so far.
And then in fabric pots, they air prune. So they, I mean, as soon as they hit the fabric on the outside, they'll die off. So that's how that works.
And then all the worms will come in and eat all those dying off roots.
Yeah, well, that's another thing too. You want to make sure you don't want to overwater your fabric pot, but you want to have some moisture in there because the worms need moisture in there. So you want to make sure it's moist enough that if you're going to keep worms in that pot, that there's moisture in there, and not just dry the hell out of it.
But you want to keep the moisture kind of towards the bottom,
yeah,
where the worms would want to hang out. Whereas the top are going to have air roots where you don't want to flood.
Yeah.
It's a balancing act. Got to do a bunch of different things.
Right.
Julian says, I'm curious too. The plants get pretty big, right? Oh, yeah.
They can. I mean, like you can see at Rob's place, his scorpion is 4 foot wide, 4 foot tall, right? I mean, they get big. I mean, all your scorpions, most of your super hots do. I mean, like there's certain ones, like the Scotch brains for mine, it didn't get super big. Those were all in that 3 foot range, 3 foot by 2 foot, I guess, 3 foot high, 2 foot wide. So that my Bohemian goat was about 4, 3.5, 4, by the same amount as far as width. All your jalapenos and ornamentals stay within that 18 to 28 inch range. So, it just depends on what you're growing. Ahis, those things, like Rev says, they'll all be 5.5 to 7 foot tall and everywhere. It's just like a cornfield. That's the best way to describe a damn ahi. It's just like a cornfield. You see corn stalks everywhere. And that's basically how a damn ahi grows.
Yeah, and they like to put off the pods.
So if you're going to use bamboo stakes on an ahi, you'll need at least a half a pack for one plant by all said and done.
Yeah, and I usually never do any kind of staking. I just kind of let it do its thing. It grows up enough, and then they put off enough pods, and it all just kind of leans over, and then it keeps on growing onto the ground and across. Looks like a ground cover crop. That one Sugar Rush, I mean, that thing, it had more pods hanging below the cup than it did above the cup. I mean, it had like 30 or 40 pods below the cup, and it had like maybe 10 or 20 above the cup.
And then Jared's question or statement about the fabric pots, I do drip. I do 3 times a day. And believe me, if you overdo the duration, those things will just flood.
Yeah, but the good thing is it's fabric pot. So even if you overwater, it'll just come out of the pot, and you're all good.
Unless you did like me and have a saucer underneath it. If you have a saucer, you don't want to go overboard.
Yeah, then it'll wick back.
That's why I'm really looking like I'm not going to do the saucers this year.
Yeah, I've only seen the fabric pots on top of like, landscaping fabric. That way it can leak out of it and leak right back into the ground. And that way weeds can't come back up because the fabric over top of the ground.
Yeah. And Jared was saying also about the fencing around it or whatever. Like I said, um, that's one way to do it. A lot of people use tomato cages and other things. And if you look at another industry, uh, if you ever watch, I'm not going to say the name, but when they're growing plants, they start them out with wire cages. So you build around there, and then you've seen probably a couple people on PLC, Spencer and Charles Andrews. They're doing that LST, which is low stress training. And people were saying, how cool that is looking. It looks great. I mean, if you have time to train the plant, that's great. What they're doing is you basically have a pot, and then you have wires, and you're pulling the branches enough so where they grow outwards into whatever pattern you're doing. Kind of like Susan, I think, said what about the bonsai or what have you. There's a bunch of different ways you could do this. Like I said on that other thing that I've watched, they go and start with multiple fence, chicken fence or whatever, or I don't know what you call it, the one with the big squares. And you basically go and you wrap it around the plant, and then you can go and you weave the branches in there, and then you get another outer one, and you get the green string that you get at the plant store, the real thin green ribbon, plant ribbon, and then you tie the branches to the outer fence, and then it goes and pulls it, and then every time you pull it down, the top goes over, and it thinks that the middle is now the top, and then it grows out, and then goes more, and then you keep doing that pattern until it gets like a big, gigantic, humongous bush. So that's all part of LST or training. That a lot of people do it in tents where they have your trellis on top. Oh, anyway, I should stop this stuff. So anyway, yeah, we shouldn't be talking about that. Anyway.
Yeah.
You don't want to be talking about LSD.
LST.
He is in town. Yeah, Jared says it's used in a different crop, Charles. Yeah, he alluded to that when he started talking about it. So, yeah, we won't see what that other crop is.
But I'm telling you, like I said, whatever your feelings are towards that other crop, I am telling you 100%. I mean, like I said, I'm not a pro or whatever, but if you watch those videos on how they do things, peppers in that crop is the same damn thing. So they work almost identical. That's just my opinion, but I'm just telling you. You watch their videos, it's the same stuff. They go from start to finish. There's one video out there that's 6.5 hours long. Just don't watch the last part, but everything, it starts from seed to whatever. It's the same concept. I mean, you look and they use the same thing that you're using, fish fertilizer, this, that, the other. It's the same thing. So anyway.
Yeah, a crop is a crop is a crop.
Yes.
To a certain point.
Right. Your harvest is different. That's all I got to say.
Bernie
said, our harvest is a lot easier.
Bernie said, LSD is fun, though. Right, guys? Can be. It also can be not fun.
DDS says it's a part of growing. Yep. Alex says, sorry to get off topic, but Rev, can you rebuild the greenhouse yet? He doesn't even know what the amount is yet.
Well, as of tonight, no. I'm glad I didn't rebuild it because it would have been torn back down. I mean, we got like 60-mile-an-hour winds and it's snowing. So, yeah, glad I didn't do anything.
GDS says, doesn't always have to be what you guys are saying. Yep. Scott says, Brown Guy 420 on YouTube. Okay.
Jared, that statement is not, it's peppers. That's all I grow. All I gotta say is I've seen that's what success they had with those. So that's what I'm going with, and it's working great for me in my tent for my peppers.
Yeah, I won't read the full comment on that one. Freaky says, I'm running away. Good night, folks. Good night, Freaky. Thanks for joining us again. And Rip says, yeah, what Alberta asked.
You do know, Rob, that the chat pops up in the live stream after the fact, right?
Yeah, you can read it now.
All right. So
Just letting you know. So when you're like, oh, I didn't see that. Well, everybody else did.
all right. So Jared says, Charles, I knew your bad donkey tent with the light mover in it was really for something else. Haha, I'm jealous of your setup, actually.
Thank you. I appreciate the comments, but it's not for something else. It's really for peppers.
Yeah.
But it's cool as hell. I'm telling you, it's not that costly. If you watch my last video, that thing is $170, and you get essentially enough for two. But you need another motor. But it's like 170 something bucks to do like two. They give you like literally 2 6-foot runs of rail. So you need another motor. So for $300, you could do two 4x8 tents. I mean, however you want to look at it on that. But my lights. I was talking to someone about all these Power GrowTech lights or Pro GrowTech lights and stuff. Every tent that I have combined, I have a 4x8, a 2x4, a 4x4 that I'm not using this year because once it got those bugs, I haven't been in the garage. I just let all the plants die, so they're done. So I'll deal with that next year. So three par 600 lights from Viper Spectra, one 450 Viper Spectra, 3 tents, the light mover, the fans, everything costs not even as much as just go with a kind LED if you want to go and compare it to that. All that stuff I have combined doesn't cost more as much as one light that some people just use, the 750 kind, which is like $1,500. So I mean, like I said, you could get all those light. You can get so much stuff going on for what some people just spend on one light.
Yeah. JDS is asking you to please send him a link.
I will. I'll do it now.
And Jared's smiling at Charles. Scott says those guys are the plant nerds. They know their stuff. Yep, they do. Julian says that's a pretty good sized tent. Yeah, tents can be grown to grow or used to that. Tents can be used to grow numerous types of plants. You could have hooks coming down and grow cucumbers all the way around in it if you wanted to. And we have 1105 here. You're staring at your screen and I'm talking to myself.
Oh, right left. I'm sorry.
I know. Ugh. Well, Rev walked away and the chat has slowed down a bit here, so we have silent air.
Okay, so JDS.
No, it's called dead air. Dead air.
Dead air. Okay.
Dead air. Dead air. Dead air. Dead air. Dead air. Dead air. Dead air.
No,
All right,
that's dead air.
JDS, I'll send it to you.
I know.
That's the
Pink Panther theme song.
Yeah, it's Dead Ant.
I know. I was playing around. That's why I said dead air instead of dead ant. Dead ant. Dead ant. Dead ant. Dead ant. Yeah. I shouldn't be singing in the first place.
You're doing a good job, though.
No. I'm surprised the computer hasn't blown up yet. The internet might have blown up if I went too much further.
Yeah, we got some snow that's laying on the ground out here.
So do I.
Ugh. We're not supposed to.
Nope.
Like 400 miles, no, 500 or 600 miles south of you. We're not supposed to have snow down here,
Nope.
especially because we're next to the ocean. We have all that salt air that will cure the snow that actually tries to lay and rust everything metal that you have and love.
Yep. Be happy they don't put salt on the streets there.
No, we don't. We never get snow. There's no need to have salt here.
Yeah, but you've gotten snow three times
They put
now.
sand on the roads whenever it snows because we
Yeah,
have
here it's
excess sand.
here it's a combination of salt and sand to melt it and get it off the streets. But yeah, Jared says, Charles, I watched your update this morning. That setup is sweet, and your plants looked amazing.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
And BD says, good news, my sewing machine and fabric came in today. So this week I will be making the fabric pots. Hopefully tomorrow all the thread will come too. Cool.
So if you need a fabric pot, just contact Beat Beats. He'll be doing that on the side as his graphic cover. So just hit him up. He's going to be our new PLC fabric maker.
Yeah, you need an icon or whatever, or a thumbnail for your YouTube channel. Contact BD Beats. You need a smart pot. Contact BD Beats.
Contact BD Beats. If you need any beats, contact BD Beats.
So GDS says, how many making? Alex says, well, BD, that's pretty cool. BD says, thanks, maybe 80. So the first 80 are going up for bid. No,
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Jared says, cool. My mom offered to sew me some fabric pots. I just haven't taken her up on the offer yet.
Better than
Idiots.
that, try to learn how to sew yourself. It's really not that hard. I've been doing it for, well, not actively, but I've known how to do it for like a good 30 years. My mom used to make me sew stuff like back when I was like 10. It was a great thing to learn. It's so simple. I mean, if you're a guy, you like to put things together. That's all you do. You got to put like depends on which kind of sewing machine you do. You got your top thread and your bottom thread. Got to like thread them through, and then after that, it's like every guy likes hit the pedal on that thing, and it just and just sews up some things.
Hmm.
Great.
BD says, oh, well, yeah, I'm a seamstress now. Julian says, dude's going to be rich. BD says, probably all 5 gallon or some gallon too. Jared says, they're so cheap on Amazon anymore. It's easier to just buy them. I bought 10 for like $15 last summer. And Gage says, nice. JDS says, always better to DIY.
Absolutely.
If you are a DIY person.
If you're a DIY person.
Or
Even
if
you're
you have a
not,
lot of
it's still
time.
better to do it yourself.
Or if you have a lot of time. You don't have a
Or
lot
if you have any time, if you have any spare time. You know, same with like aquaponics. People always tell me like, "Oh, your aquaponics is great. If I had spare time, I would do that." Well, that's how I built it. I had spare time. I just threw it all together. It's not like I'm a master builder or anything. I'm just some idiot that's like, I know how to plumb, I know how to do electricity, and next thing you know, I got an aquaponic garden. I know nothing about fish, by the way.
I do.
I don't. I'm like a complete idiot when it comes to fish, but I've had a ton of fish. I've killed a lot of them, but
Have a good night, Alex.
Good night, Alex.
later on, congrats on that marriage.
Yes. Congrats again.
Speaking of good nights, it's about that time. 11 minutes ago.
Yeah, my favorite graffiti that I've ever seen was on some, I believe it was in England, and it was just spray painted on the side of a building that says, "Time doesn't exist, only clocks exist."
Is that Salvador Dali?
I don't know. I think it was just some random guy that did that.
He just painted a bunch of clocks. His art series clock. So we doing outros?
I think it's that time.
Okay. Charles Space P. That's my YouTube channel. Click and subscribe. I just put up a recent update yesterday. I'm also on Google Plus and the Pepper Lovers community. Charles Space P. Pepper Lovers Marketplace. I still have a couple sauces that I made. I have the Strawberry Fury and the Just Peachy, which is peach, habanero, pentanero. Strawberry is Seven Pot Lava, Devil's Heart, and Butch Tea Scorpions. Those two I have available. I have a few bottles left. I've actually sold quite a few, not quite a few, but a few of them. And then that'll be on Pepper Lovers Marketplace. I'm here usually Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. And that's pretty much about it.
Cool. Rob Z, ROBB space Z is my main YouTube channel, my PLC and Google Plus. So yeah, remember the two B's on it, and I have a second YouTube channel that's Yankee Ace 50. I play Minecraft there. My main channel, I do different types of gardening videos, and like Charles, I'm usually here Mondays and Wednesdays at least, and usually on Fridays. So yeah, come check us out. Check out the other people in the chat that are listed below, and yeah, that's about it for me. And I see a lot of people are saying see ya. So,
well, Gage said that was a pretty pimp honeymoon suite. It was.
Mm-hmm.
And Jillian asked, "What kind of fish are in the tub?" If you're asking about my tub, my hot tub, I've got goldfish, and in my other tub, I've got I don't know, at least one catfish, blue channel. So that's about everything. Yeah. All right.
How would you like to start your outro?
Well, yeah, that's about it. So yeah, that was yet another live stream, and yeah, if you are new here, hit that subscribe button. We'll be back here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 o'clock Eastern 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget to as always, go into if you're watching this in the aftermath, go into the comments section. There's usually not a lot of comments down there, but maybe hit one of my other videos up and check those out. Throw a comment down below, because I always ask everybody to do the comment thing. Throw a comment down below, and as well, always go down and check out all the people that are leaving comments and subscribe up to those people. And yeah, watch all their videos and give them tons of thumbs up and comments and all that stuff, because I'm sure they make way better content than I do. Catch me on all my different social media type stuff, the patreon.com/RevToastTV. I'm also on the Instagram. I barely use it, so go over there and make fun of me. Instagram.com/RevToastTV, the Twitter.com/RevTo. A with circle, RAVTO. Check me out over there. And yeah, that's about it. See what I did there? That was Canadian. But yeah, that's it. As always, this was another live stream. You were here. We were awesome. You loved it. And we'll catch y'all in the next live stream. So till then, later on.
Later.
See y'all. Bye.